This is Snake. Can you hear me? Good. The mission is simple. Put your geek pants on and infiltrate Foxhound. If you need backup, contact Ken and Chris on their codec frequency. Ready? Snake out.
Look at these guys here for another Camcast.
Woo!
And do we have people with us already?
We got 0 right now,
0 already. Okay, well, thanks for joining us.
but we have each other.
That's right, we do have each other. Which is probably good that no one's here because I'm going to start off with a little bit of a wrestling rant.
You get my rant out of the way while nobody's
I hadn't really intended on it, but the more I thought about it, the more it was just one of those,
Yeah.
like, I do kind of have to, because, like, originally, the idea of having the world title strictly for Raw, like, immediately I was like, okay, good.
Yeah.
All right.
Yes.
Okay. But then immediately I was like, okay, but Reigns still has 2 titles.
Yep.
Right? And so they're calling him the undisputed world champion, which, okay, well, now he's got to be disputed if there's going to be a second world title.
Yeah.
Sorry, third world title, right? So instead of unifying both belts into one so that there's one belt,
Right. He's still rocking 2.
you know, and fuck it, like, whatever lineage they want to attach it to, right? Like,
Yeah.
if they want to go to the SmackDown title, like, okay, fine, right? But no. And the best part is the build. So they go, well, Roman Reigns is unbeatable. Nobody can beat Reigns. He's so unbeatable, but he's also smart because he negotiated a contract in which he didn't really ever have to defend one of the titles. So because he's so smart and so unstoppable, we've decided to create a third title so that other guys that are feeling shitty about themselves
Can actually have a title.
can win this and then feel good about themselves.
Yeah.
They won a title that they couldn't beat for, like, Reigns for. So you're like, okay, so all right, so that's
The
a
world
shitty way.
heavyweight title, and then in brackets, kind of.
Yeah, kind of, sort of, and then they go, okay, all right, fine. So as long as you don't think about it, but I do. We thought about it, and I was like, okay.
So this is technically on the same level as, like, the IC and US belt.
You buried everyone on the fucking roster.
Really?
Never mind that, like, Roman
Everybody.
beats everybody and has beaten some of these guys, like, multiple times. Like, he's beaten Kevin Owens, like, 4 or 5 times now.
Yep.
Okay? And sure, varying degrees of decisiveness, right? Like, because he bounces before between just destroying them, but also needing the bloodline, right? Which you have to do because he's still a heel, right? Okay, but so he's like, they buried, like, just by beating all these guys, buried the roster. But then by their words, they buried them even harder. None of these guys are on the level. They all suck balls. They couldn't get the job done. Also, they're not as smart as Roman Reigns, so we needed this fucking third place title to make these guys feel good. Okay, what? What? Not like they don't. What they should have done was said, okay, here's the world title, and here's the brand new spanking undisputed championship that looks similar to the world title, so that they have that unity. Because the 2 belts, the black belt, or the red belt and the blue belt, they had that diamond type design. They had a uniformity to it. I'm glad that they went back to the black belt instead of having the red title belt because it didn't look as good. The blue belt looks sick. Like, SmackDown belt,
I love the blue belt.
Looks great. Sorry, the Universal title looked like that was just smoke show. Like, I was like, yeah. But anyway, so that's all just like shooting yourself in the foot, shooting yourself in the foot, shooting yourself in the foot. Then they go, This is strictly just for the Raw guys. The Raw guys can only fight and defend this title. It'll only ever be defended on Raw or on a Raw pay-per-view because they're bringing back Raw premium live events.
Yeah.
Okay.
So wait, first though, they have a draft.
Oh, we'll get to that. We'll get to that in just a second.
Here.
We'll get to that in a second. So first of all, they're doing their premium live events.
Yeah.
Okay. So they'll have Raw, SmackDown. That's right. Yeah, because they did the draft as well too.
Yep.
And they went, so Reigns is so great, we have to do this. Okay, great, fine. And then they go, so only Raw guys can defend or challenge for this title. And even Paul Heyman cuts a promo where this title pisses Reigns off because Reigns is on SmackDown, he can't challenge for that title, right? And you go, oh, they're really making it seem like this is a for sure thing. And then literally the next fucking Friday, the following, so Monday, they do the promo, Reigns can't touch this. Then on Friday, they go, we're doing a tournament. And for some reason, SmackDown guys are on that tournament.
6 SmackDown.
For the Raw title.
Yeah.
What?
And I'm like, what about all the guys on Raw that are left out of this tournament now?
Yeah.
That's exclusive to Raw.
Like Austin Theory, who's the U.S. champ. He's in this.
So if he can be in it, why isn't Gunther in it?
Or why isn't fucking Roman Reigns now saying, well, hold on a second.
Yeah, whoa.
Why don't I just smash everybody like I've been doing for the last bajillion years, and which I will be doing for the next bajillion years, because they also kayfabed the undefeated streak, the 1,000 days. So as soon as they said that, they start talking about it, it's like, well, obviously.
Yeah.
So again, I made a point, like, I'm done with Reigns now. As of WrestleMania, I'm done with Reigns. So now when his matches are announced, I'm like, okay, great. I don't care.
Well, we know who's winning.
Yeah, and that's the part.
There's no surprise to it anymore.
That's part of the problem, is that it's like up until this point. Actually, I should say up until Clash at the Castle.
Yeah.
It was literally like, well, he's never going to lose. He's not going to lose anytime soon. Then Clash of the Castle happened, and we thought, oh, maybe he might. Maybe even just lose one of the titles.
That would have been the spot.
That would have been the spot. People like, I would have been like, oh,
why couldn't they have done that for one of those matches? Go, this will only be for this title.
All they had to do was say it's for this title, and even though like it's for the Raw title, okay, and even though McIntyre's on SmackDown, he will be exclusive to Raw, or he'll only defend it on Raw, or whatever, right? Okay, fine, whatever. But they didn't do that then. But then you think they might do it at Elimination Chamber with Sammy. But at that point, I was like, they're not going to do it, even though
it felt like it could happen, but also WrestleMania is right there.
But yeah, that's the thing. So, but then at Cody Rhodes was the one where like, are you fucking kidding me? And I look back at it now, and all that shit with the Brody kid and all that other stuff, we should have known right away. Should have
Well, you know what clicked with me is that we've wasted 3 Royal Rumble winners in a row now. The Royal Rumble has meant fuck all for 3 years. Because whoever wins loses the reign.
Okay, but here's now we go back to Reigns. Yeah. Okay, so now, of course, for sure, Reigns is holding this until next WrestleMania.
Yeah.
Okay, for sure. And it looks like, for sure, this time, The Rock is going to wrestle Reigns at WrestleMania.
Because we said that. We're like 40 seems like a better number.
And also, I mean, who knows? His schedule might open up enough. You know?
If he starts now.
Yeah.
Well, hey, the writer's strike's happening. He may be free.
Yep, he might be.
Movies won't be happening.
But, okay. Well, I mean, how many writers do you really need to write a Rock movie, though?
Plus,
I'm sorry. He's not that good of an actor.
And the XFL's booming, so.
It's not like you need... Sorry, it is? It's actually doing well?
I haven't heard of it.
I have heard nothing.
I'm assuming it's still around.
Oh, I don't even think it's happened yet. I don't know.
Okay.
Regardless, whatever the case may be. But that, I mean, obviously, Reigns is winning. So even if he won this one, he'd still be holding it till next WrestleMania anyway.
The only thing I can think of is that my idea from this year happens next year, where he fights The Rock and Cody. Because I'm saying Cody's going to win the Rumble again.
That would actually be pretty cool.
I'm going to say he's going to win the Rumble again.
Okay. That'd be pretty cool. But then, But then they run the risk of now they're going to do it so that The Rock pins Cody for one title, and then Cody pins Rock for the other title, and then Reigns is like Angle, where he lost both titles without actually losing.
No, he beats Rock night 1.
Oh, sorry, yeah, I forgot about your nights. Yeah.
Night 2,
yeah,
when it's Cody and Roman,
yeah.
The Rock, all he has to do is throw his music on and walk up the stage, and Roman's like distracted.
Yeah, that could be the only way they really. Yeah, but even then, it's
plus the
like,
bloodline will all go after The Rock, and they'll all be away from the ring for Cody to take advantage.
Here's the thing that pissed me off about that though is that like even in Rhodes beating him, it's still about The Rock.
It is,
but regardless,
but it gets the bloodline away from him.
But
that's the problem.
It's not even.
It was a one-on-one match.
It's not even just the bloodline. It's
the lost
booking.
So long.
It's the booking.
It's
okay?
the booking.
And it's honestly, I swear to God, it's Vince. Vince is the one that is pushing for this 1,000-day modern era title reign.
Yeah.
Because we didn't hear shit about it until Vince came back.
Yeah.
Once Vince came back, and especially night 2 of WrestleMania, that was all Vince. It was just Vince. But anyway, okay. So they shot themselves in the foot with that. Yeah. But there's nothing they shot themselves in the foot with. And this is the fucking women's title. Okay? Because remember last year, or the last time they did a draft?
Yeah.
And
oh yeah, with Charlotte
and Becky, and they had to
stupid swap
hand the fucking titles over.
Yeah.
Because they swapped them. And regardless of that shit show, just the thought process where it was like, why would you split them up then? Why not?
Champions should be safe on their show.
They should stay on their show or draft them and they switch when they lose.
Yep.
Okay? Because Belair's on a tear right now too, where she's had this title for over a year. I think she's coming up on the longest reign period as the Raw Women's or SmackDown Women's Champion. Is she SmackDown?
She's Raw on SmackDown.
She's she's the SmackDown
Raw on SmackDown.
Raw champion on SmackDown. That's right. But so I think she's got the longest reign right now.
Yeah.
Right. And why not fucking continue this? Because like, there's a couple of ways you're going to do this. Either you take the titles off both of them, so both Rhea and Belair lose to whoever they decide to, right?
Yeah.
And then win it back. Because like. I mean, in Belair's case, I actually would like to see her lose the title, turn heel, or lose the title, lose a couple of big like return matches or like big money matches, and then turn heel, and then win the title back and have a heel run. That's what I think, because we haven't seen her as a heel since NXT, and she's fucking. Her character's perfect for a heel.
I read. And apparently it's from a good source or something. It was on Twitter.
They're all good sources.
They're all good sources.
Vince Russo. Oh, was there 14 bros? If there was 14 bros?
No.
And it was Vince Russo.
But it said that Sasha's signing with Japan isn't really a long signing and that she could be back by SummerSlam.
Oh,
and
yeah.
that they're keeping the title on Belair to fight Sasha at SummerSlam.
Which is entirely possible.
Which would be a great time to turn her heel.
Yeah, because like she wasn't signed full time in New Japan or with Shimmer or Stardom or anything. It was just it was a temporary thing. It was always meant to be a temporary thing. I wouldn't see that wouldn't surprise me. That wouldn't surprise me if it wasn't for Vince. If it wasn't for Vince,
yeah. Because
again, so when Vince was there. He didn't see money in Becky Lynch. He didn't see money in Bayley. He didn't see money in Sasha. He only saw money in Charlotte.
Yeah.
To be fair, there's money in Charlotte.
Oh, yeah.
Okay? There's fucking money in Charlotte.
Yeah.
Right? But there's money in the rest of them, too.
Oh, absolutely.
Okay? And Vince's philosophy is you always beat down someone else to build the others up. You can't build all these people up at the same time. That's Vince's philosophy. So Vince is just going to pick his favorites, and that's going to be that, right? Although, again, with Vince back, Kevin Dunn was trying to get Belair to get more ghetto, like literally use street talk, and she's just like, I don't want to say that. That makes me sound like a fucking ghetto whore, and that's not me. Like, that's not what I'm about. That kind of shit. So there's probably going to be more of that stuff, which I can't stand. Honestly, if they do bring back Sasha, I'll be amazed for one. But I don't see it happening because of Vince. Because Vince is part of the reason why they left in the first place. I know, like, they'll say it's John Laurinaitis or whatever, but ultimately, it's all Vince.
Mm-hmm.
Everything that Laurinaitis was doing was Vince telling him to do it.
Yeah.
So I think Vince is part of the problem. Vince is also part of the reason why, like, Bailey is going through some weird shit right now.
Yeah.
I think Damage Control is going to be broken up soon.
Which is such a shame.
Just such a shame. But then again, to be, in all fairness, it's not like Triple H was working wonders with him anyway.
No.
Okay? Like,
no, they should have just been like when Io and Dakota won the tags. I thought, well, Bailey's going to grab the world.
It should have happened right away. That should have happened right away.
Dominant force.
It should have been like fucking exactly that. They won the titles, clean sweep, like fucking just storm the gates, and then it's all about getting whoever to beat her back, right? But again, see with Rhea Ripley, like Belair's different. She's had a fucking super long run, and like really, she's lost the title once and then held it ever since.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Rhea's in the midst of just starting her run.
Yeah.
So for her to lose the title, it'd be insane. Although the time to do it would have been in Puerto Rico with Zelina Vega.
Yeah.
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 I would have hated
that.
That
is a crowd.
I would have absolutely hated it. But the pop that she would have got would have been fucking insane.
Yeah.
Okay. So the belt swap is the dumbest thing. So that's one.
Mm-hmm.
Lose the belts.
Yeah.
Both lose the belts. That's also stupid. Even though it makes, like, with Belair, it's a little bit less stupid because, okay. But again, what the fuck? So I think, again, they shouldn't call it the SmackDown Women's title. It should just be the World's Women's title. The Universal Women's title.
Yeah, exactly what
exactly what saying. The original
Ronda was saying that the whole time. She's like, why is this Raw and SmackDown? The men don't have a Raw and SmackDown.
Exactly. Because then it doesn't matter which show you're on.
Yeah.
Because then it doesn't, like, at all. It doesn't fucking matter. Sure, your red belt. Sure, it's a red belt.
Gives it away.
But you know what? Who cares?
Yeah.
Or at the very least, draft them, but keep them on their respective shows until they lose the titles. Don't make it any harder than it has to be.
Mm-hmm.
It's fucking wrestling.
Yeah.
It's fake fucking wrestling. It's story.
Then they got all these
bullshit.
Free agents. So I was like, why aren't the champions free agents?
Exactly.
Who cares about that guy being a free agent?
Like Baron Corbin is a free agent.
He can be on both shows. I don't want to see him on any.
Exactly. I really don't want to see him on any.
Baron Corbin.
Fucking Baron Corbin. So that's
yeah, but getting back to the draft for a minute, or not the draft, but the 12 entrants for this tournament, it's fucking weird.
Yeah.
Like you look at, I looked at Raw and I was like, well, why aren't like Sammy and Kevin and Matt Riddle and even Brock Lesnar, why aren't they in this fucking tournament? Brock cannot go against Roman ever again for the title. Why wouldn't he want to go for this one?
Yeah. Yeah. Basically, the funny part too is they really set it up so that it's Seth Rollins' title to lose.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Seth is winning it.
It's
100%.
And again, like I mean, honestly, good for them for having a title to work towards, right? But like, they didn't need to.
Yeah.
They didn't need to go this route. It's a weird way to get a second title or third title. Sorry,
really
third title. Like, fuck, man. And if you really wanted to, then make the US and the IC the workhorse titles again. Like, not necessarily the IC, because that's the workhorse title. Under Gunther's reign, that's you know?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, granted, he's probably going to be losing it soon because Vince is back and...
Yeah.
Ugh. But anyway. And then finally, of course, because of all of this weird fucking shit that's been going on, I said it looks really good that McIntyre's not re-signing.
No,
I think he is good until SummerSlam.
Yeah,
might be Survivor Series, but I'm pretty sure SummerSlam. And apparently it's literally just they can't come to an agreement,
which is nuts.
Exactly.
Which is so fucking crazy.
They already let him go once, and what happened when he left?
Yeah,
he came back.
Huge.
WWE star.
Yeah.
Okay.
Huge.
Like he was kind of on the cusp. Like Vince had already he was the chosen one. Vince came out and gave him the endorsement. But you look at him to where like how he looks now.
Mm-hmm.
He was too baby-faced, too fresh-faced baby to be the guy that they were going to push the company around.
Yeah.
It's kind of like Orton. Orton really didn't get his stride until he shaved his head, leaned out, fucking sleeves, and then did the Viper gimmick.
Oh, yeah.
Slithering on the ground.
Yeah.
Then immediately, like, I think he had like one world title prior to that. As soon as he did that tweak,
it was
over. It was just fucking him and Cena just feuded like crazy.
I'm still saying that's who I want to take the titles off Roman. Oh, man, would I love to see Randy fucking take the titles off him.
Oh, it's one of those where, like, honestly, I'm at the point where like, I don't care who takes it off of me now. Like, ultimately, I want it to be Cody just because the whole, finish the story type thing. And if we have to wait another year for that, okay, fine. But, if he wins it, fine.
Yeah.
But, like, if it's another one of these, like, if it's WrestleMania and, again, Cody loses it, he does, and like you said, wins the Rumble. They have the Rock Night 1, and then Cody Night 2, and he doesn't win it.
Mm-hmm.
What the fuck?
What the fuck?
What the fuck? Like, really? Are we going to have a 10-year reign?
Well, at that point, you might as
well I think Bruno's, like, smallest reign was 10 years.
Yeah.
So, like, is that really? Like,
is that what we're going with?
And also,
he'll be fucking all gray and
apparently, I mentioned Russo earlier, but Russo's theory is that this is punishment because Roman wants to take a break and go home and be with his family. So they're like, "You want to take a break? We're never taking that title off you."
Interesting.
And I'm like, again, it's Vince.
Yeah.
And that does kind of sound like a Vince thing. Like Vince is the guy that when they were doing SmackDown,
yeah,
and Vince Russo was on the writing team and he was writing Raw. They're like, "We're gonna do SmackDown and we want you to write SmackDown." And Vince was like, "Okay, but like I got a kid, like I just had a baby born and I want to spend time with my family." And Vince McMahon, and he doesn't deny he said this, he goes, "Come on, Vince, you got money now. Just hire a maid." Cool, bro. Thanks, bro.
Yeah.
Go fuck yourself, bro. Like, what? But that's a Vince thing.
Yeah.
Vince is the kind of guy where, like, he couldn't wrap his head around Daniel Bryan because he was a vegan.
Mm-hmm.
What do you mean? What do you mean you don't eat meat? I don't eat meat. I get sick when I eat meat. And then he was a vegan dork on TV.
Yeah.
All because Vince didn't understand it.
Vince.
So that's my wrestling rant. We're done. It's fucked. I don't understand it.
Everything is fucked.
Everything is fucked. I'm back to hate watching it again.
Yeah.
And I actually, to be honest, I've not watched it as much now. It's just one of those where like, oh yeah, it's on. And then I end up doing other things while it's on. Like I'm not even really watching it now, so it's hard to like. I'm not rage watching, I guess. I'm indifferent.
I'm rage listening.
I'm not even rage listening. I'm kind of indifferent.
Yeah.
The pay-per-view was pretty good for what it was. Like it was all right.
Yeah.
The Omos Rollins match was really good.
I heard it was really good.
Yeah.
And that people are really impressed with Omos lately.
Well, part of the thing is he was wrestling one of the best wrestlers on the planet right now.
Yeah.
Like period. So that's always good.
Mm-hmm.
But I think it was whoever booked it too, because I think he was booked more like a monster who does monster things instead of anything else.
Okay.
Yeah. It was just a match that played to both their strengths, really.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it was really good, though. It was really good. The Damien Priest match with Bad Bunny, also really good.
Yeah.
He's getting Priest got rave reviews.
Priest is getting, yeah.
Yeah. Which.
It's like everyone's talking about Bad Bunny, but Priest.
Yeah, but it's the same thing that happened with The Miz. The Miz, they were like, yeah, well, fuck, The Miz fucking helped out Bad Bunny. Made him look good, you know, and John Morrison too. Like, they all helped him look good. So, Anyway, so overall, I don't know what the fuck's going on. I know it's all Vince. It's Vince, and anyone who says that it's not Vince is a fucking WWE fanboy or a Vince fanboy. And it's tough because, like, it's tough for me because Vince did bring so many awesome memories for me.
Oh, yeah.
Created so many awesome memories, But then it's just more and more. You're just going like, yeah, but he's a fucking piece of shit. Yeah. He's a fucking piece of. Owen Hart died in the ring, and they didn't finish. They didn't stop the show.
They kept the show going.
He said, "Owen wouldn't have wanted us to do it." Like, you really? Owen would have said, "No, if I die in the ring, not backstage, but in the ring, the show should go on."
Yeah,
yeah. Have all my friends and family that love and care about me, because no one said a bad word about Owen. You notice that?
Oh yeah.
Everyone shit talk Jericho. Some people shit talk Jericho. Everybody shit talk Shawn Michaels. Nobody shit talk Owen Hart.
No.
People shit talk Bret Hart. Nobody shits on Owen Hart.
No.
Nobody.
No, he's apparently just an amazing soul.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And even the pranks. They're like, oh, he's a fucking prankster, but he was awesome. Some of them, you're like, that's a fucking evil prank. Like Kurt Hennig was one of those douchebag prankers, and you're like, that's
yeah. Oh yeah, I've read about some of his.
That's kind of like if I didn't know you, if I was a new guy and you did that, I'd be like, you're lucky you're the senior guy here, because I want to fucking kill you.
I want to destroy you.
And then of course nothing tops fucking what's his face, the British Bulldog, not Davey Boy, but the other guy.
Oh yeah.
Now I can't remember his fucking name.
Dynamite Kid.
Dynamite Kid, yeah. Dynamite Kid. He was the worst.
Yeah?
He was the absolute worst.
Prankster?
Oh, he was a bully prankster.
Bully prankster.
He was a bully prankster. He only fucked with guys that he knew wouldn't fuck with him back. He never he never fucked around with Haku.
Yeah.
Never fucked around with Haku. Never fucked around with Bad News Brown.
Yep.
Not once. You know, he fucked around with a bunch of people he knew he felt he could take, or at least his buddies would back up for. Anyway, okay, now we're done with the wrestling. This is it. The second thing this is it, okay?
Yeah.
Where the fuck is the preview for Mission Impossible 7? The second preview.
When's it coming out? July?
July 14th.
2 months away.
I heard, the most recent thing I heard was it's probably going to be when Fast and the Furious 10 comes out.
I can see that next week.
Because that's like part and parcel.
Oh yeah.
You know? So I was like, okay. Now, I don't necessarily, I mean, the worst part is the second trailer, it doesn't even have to be too different than what we've already seen.
No.
Because I don't want to see too much.
I'm surprised you even want to watch the second one.
It's only because the first one we got was in January. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like, we would have gotten one by now.
Yeah.
A second one. But that's going to be one of those, like, I watch it, and then I go, I'll watch it one more time, and then that's it. And then I'm not watching any more trailers.
I'm not watching anymore, man. Most of the time I'll be pumped, but like that first one was enough for me, and I know it's just going to be so good.
Yeah.
I want to keep those stunts as a surprise.
Yeah, that's true. I want to watch it now. Like, I want to watch the movie now. I don't want to wait any longer.
I know.
You know, I've already waited longer than I had to because of
it's done. We know it's done. Just release it.
Fucking COVID.
Yeah,
my whole life changed. I just can't wait. But I do like how now we're at the point where like there's actually a subreddit for Mission Impossible. And there's people that are like, I don't like the trailers are making it seem like Ethan and Ilsa dies, and they're probably gonna do like a they referenced No Time to Die.
Mm-hmm.
Because, of course, they killed off James Bond.
Yeah.
They reference Infinity War and Endgame, where they lose in Infinity War and then win it in Endgame.
Yeah.
They're like if one of them dies, but it turns out they really didn't die and they're back in that's going to be it's like, okay, hold on. What? What? Slow down. There's a couple of things, like there's a list of theories. So first they're saying like it's the last Mission Impossible movie. So Mission Impossible 8 is the last Mission Impossible movie, which is entirely possible. They also say that Mission Impossible 8 is the last Macquarie movie. That's more than likely.
That I believe.
That one's more than likely.
Yeah.
The only, I'm giving it like a 70% it's his last movie, 30% not, because I mean, he's no one ever thought that after Rogue Nation that he was going to be directing Fallout, let alone 7 and 8.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Because it's always been one and dones.
Yeah.
And Ghost Protocol was up until that point, probably one of the more profitable movies. And you would have thought if he was going to continue with another director, because they did talk about doing another movie with Brad Bird.
Yeah.
And then for whatever, I think it was scheduling or something, just one of those Hollywood things where it just didn't happen. Yeah. Didn't work out.
Brad Bird went back to animation.
And then they went with Macquarie. But even after Rogue Nation, they weren't like, yeah, we're signing him up.
Yeah.
It was like Rogue Nation hit. It was huge. Then they went, well, maybe we got more story to tell. And Macquarie was like, okay,
we need one more.
Then after Fallout was a little bit quicker. Like it was.
Yeah.
Once it was a certified smash, then they were like, yeah, we locked him in for 2 more.
Yeah.
We
we literally locked him up.
Yeah, we locked him up for
done.
2 more. But that was also when they were planning on doing it concurrently, filming them both at the same time.
Yeah.
But but I do think that's more than likely. I also don't for one thing, there's no way they're killing off Ethan Hunt. Ethan Hunt for sure. There's no way. Like that whole he dies saving the world type of thing, like Tony Stark and whoever, all the other heroes that die. I don't think that's going to happen. I still think it's like we were talking about, that he's going to just step away from being the point guy.
Yeah.
And he's going to be like the Alec Baldwin or he's going to be that gives the missions.
Yeah.
So I think that's where he goes. Although I did think, I thought this a couple days ago, that wouldn't it be really, really interesting is if after the 8th movie and he does that, Mission Impossible 9, he does the Phelps heel turn, just like John Voight's character.
Can you imagine that? Ethan Hunt's the villain?
That would be fun, especially because the last 2 movies they've really played it up. Like he's got nuts.
Yeah.
He's gone rogue nation. And all this. And I was just like, man, that'd be so batshit, especially because when the Ethan Hunt Mission Impossible movie came out, in 96, which I found out was the last one to be released on Betamax.
Oh, yeah?
Believe it or not.
Jesus.
Yeah. Was it 96? Might have been 93.
96.
I think it's 96.
96.
Yeah, 96.
Yeah.
Anyway, there were hardcore Mission Impossible fans that hate that movie because they watched the TV show and Phelps was Ethan Hunt. That was the hero.
Yeah.
He was the guy. And so for them, it was a big slap in the face. And I was like, wouldn't that be a nice circular motion and also a nice little, turn the other cheek so that he's like, yeah, no, I shit all over your buddy. So I'm going to shit all over mine. I'm going to be the bad guy.
That'd be funny.
That would be fucking hilarious.
I think after 8, I would like to see them just maybe do a spinoff or 2 in the universe. Give Ethan a break. Do the Bourne Legacy type deal.
Yeah.
Where it's Bourne is still going, but without Bourne, but it's there for him to come back if he wants.
Well, I look at it if he's the guy being the one handing out the missions, right?
Yeah.
I'm also going to say Ilsa is off the field too. They're going to have a life for themselves. But the flip side is you're also going to get that aspect too, where if shit starts going crazy, Ethan can go in or Ilsa can go in. Because do you really think that Ethan is going to become the guy that hands out the missions and then stop doing sit-ups and push-ups and parkour?
Nope.
No. He's going to be fucking 80 doing parkour, and his grandkids are going to be like, Gramps, what the fuck is wrong with you?
Wheelchair.
And he's going to be like, how do you think your grandmother still wants to sleep with me? Because I do parkour and I'm 80.
Parkour.
Yeah. And of course, parkour. And Ilsa, because part of the reason why his relationship with was it Robin? I can't remember her name now. Didn't work was
yeah. Michelle Monaghan.
Monaghan.
Character.
But anyway, it didn't work because he spent the whole time going but I'm out of the field, and had I not been married with you, I love you, but I love you, but seriously,
this would have happened.
But so I keep them active in the IMF, the actual thing, and then keep it so that shit goes down. Either one of them can just sub in, and then I do think Luther and Benji are gone for the new ones. From 9 and up, it's got to be newer cast, younger cast. And who knows? I even toyed with the idea of this one on the ride over. Ilsa's not necessarily off the field completely. She takes up the Tom Cruise or the Ethan Hunt mantle while they're training the next one.
I would be down with it continuing with her, but I honestly I think she's going to die in 8 or 9.
I don't think so.
I have that feeling.
Because
it's a shitty feeling.
The only way that happens then is if like they both die.
Yeah.
Because if she dies, it's not going to be like she died of a heart attack. Mm-hmm. She died at some villain's hand. So then Ethan will have to come out of retirement for one last. See, that's like,
unless her death is what pushes him towards his heel turn.
Which, yes. Then you know what? Then they do that in the 10th movie.
Yeah.
Right. So they have
MIX.
Yeah, MIX.
Mix.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, no, you had it cool and she said
it was
mix.
Cool.
This is mix.
I mean, everyone would call it mix. I'd call it mix.
I would not.
You would.
I would not. I would call it
absolutely
MI10.
Would.
I would call it MI10, and if you were like,
yeah,
come on, Chris, MIX, I'll go MIX, but I'm not saying that, and you'll go, yeah.
Call the soundtrack mixtape.
That's good. That's good. That is actually.
Is that good?
That's good.
All right. Hey.
Yeah. Hey. I don't know, but like, okay. So basically, the only thing that's saving me though is that they're a year apart.
Yeah.
It's
gonna be a long year.
Hey, it's already been a long like fucking 5 years. It's been 5.
It's been 5 already since Fallout.
Or has it been?
Well, yeah, Fallout came out before.
Yeah.
That pandemic. Yeah. It'd be about 5.
Anyway, so that's where I'm at. That's where I'm at. I want to see one like snippet of a new trailer. That's it. I just want fun to watch it. In July, it's not even that far away, and yet it feels like forever. Fuck.
I hear you. But there's probably a lot of good movies coming out.
Probably gonna see that twice in the theater.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fast and Furious 10.
No. For no other, like honestly, I never really got into the series at all. Like I watched the first 3 actually, and I thought Tokyo Drift was pretty good. Like they're all they're cool in their own way.
Yeah.
And then of course when they went into like the big heist spectacle movie of Fast 5.
Yeah.
I watched Fast 5. It was good. I was like, okay, all right, but that was it. Like if Fast 5 wasn't the one to make me like jump onto the franchise, you know.
That's true.
Everyone
jumped on the franchise with that.
Yeah, like, and
I mean, the last 2 made over $1 billion each.
Exactly. I didn't even watch Hobbs and Shaw, and that looked like I would.
Hobbs and Shaw is fucking fun.
That looked great.
You can watch that without knowing anything.
I know. That's the thing, and I haven't even watched it yet.
It's like Tango and Cash.
Yeah, exactly. Now, see, you say that. Now I just want to watch Tango and Cash.
Yeah.
Like I could watch Hobbs and Shaw, but I could also watch Tango and Cash again and really like that. That's a shame that one didn't do better, so that you get like Tango and Cash 2.
Right?
Especially because like that period, it just like they piss out sequels, like craziness.
Closest we got was Guardian of the Galaxy Volume 2.
That was the closest that we got.
It's a Tango and Cash reunion.
Yeah, that they weren't even on the same.
I know. I wish they could have shared one scene.
Oh, that would have been priceless.
One scene would have been great.
Anyway, all right. So
you want to do a couple Insta questions?
Of course I do.
Let's do it.
It's the questions where you ask and we answer.
All right, let's start with this one. Most anticipated 2023 video game.
See, that's honestly, it's tough for me because I don't buy new.
Yeah.
But I would say the most anticipated game for me 2023, Final Fantasy 16.
Yeah.
I'm really intrigued to see what they do with the action RPG elements.
Yeah.
And just, I mean, I haven't played 15, and obviously, you play 15, then you play 7, you get the remake, sorry. You get a better idea of how they're going to be doing. But, yeah, this is like almost full-on action RPG, but there's some really cool elements to it. Story sounds really interesting. Obviously, graphics are fucking unreal.
Graphics are nuts.
So that I would have to say that's probably my most anticipated, with Ease 10 as a close second.
Yep.
Like to the point where I'm toying with the idea of buying Final Fantasy 16 at launch. And I never do that. I never ever do that. The only reason why I might not is because, of course, there's always DLC.
Yeah.
And I might
But Square doesn't want to do like definitive editions either.
No, I think they did with the Final Fantasy 15.
Did they?
I think they did a definitive because there's a DLC with that one as well.
Okay.
But yeah, but then again, I don't know. It'll be interesting to see how they do that. But that I would have to say those are the two because like some of them like Silk Song.
Yep.
That one probably not coming out this year.
Yeah. No.
So,
that won't come out.
They actually just said like Team Cherry or whatever. They actually just said, hey, look, like we're really sorry, but we have to push it. But we really want this game to be perfect. I'm like, fuck it, just take as much time as you need. I don't care. I'd rather you push it than fucking release a broken game and then all my faith in you is ruined because Hollow Knight is fucking incredible. Still haven't beat it, but it's fucking incredible.
Yeah.
I think I'm almost done with Hitman though.
Are you?
The Freelancer, I'm at the point now because it's like it was cool, but now it's like playing Hitman.
So are you finally gonna get back to Ghost of Tsushima?
That's next on my list. That's next on my list. Either that or because I signed up for Switch Online or whatever.
Yep.
And of course, there's like a shit ton of Super Nintendo games.
Yeah, all the retro games are on there. Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm like, I might, because like Breathfire 1 and 2, I haven't played since Super Nintendo days. So
There's a lot of good stuff on there.
I know there's a shit ton of great like backlog of awesome games.
Yeah.
Plus, even just playing like Super Mario Brothers with the updated controls. You know, instead of like 6-7 milliseconds behind. Right? So just that is really cool. Okay, but your answer. What's yours?
My answer, if I had a PS5, it'd be Spider-Man 2.
That's why I didn't say that. Because I didn't have a PS5.
If I had a PS5.
That would be.
But since I don't, I mean, I don't know. I mean, there's not a whole lot coming out this year. I want to say Starfield because I have an Xbox and I think it looks awesome, but it's also Bethesda, so I'll probably just have a Cyberpunk disappointment fest again with that.
Well, that's the drawback, right? Now you just wait.
Now I wait.
Now you wait.
I'm going to see the Lord of the Rings Gollum game. That looks awesome.
It does look really, really awesome.
Yeah,
that looks right.
That looks really cool, and if it gets good reviews, yes, I'll check that out.
All right. That's a good question.
I like that question. Cupcakes or muffins?
Cupcakes.
It's going to depend on everything, right? I love muffins, though.
I
do love. I'm going to go muffins. Just
I like muffins too.
Cupcakes are a little too sweet at times. Like I got to really be in the mood for a cupcake.
I'll tell you right now, but if it was literally like if they had a plate of one cupcake and one muffin,
yep,
I'd already be eating that cupcake.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even if it was like your least favorite cupcake.
My least favorite cupcake is it's like you're like a bad piece of pizza.
Yeah,
it's still it's like when you get right down to it,
day old pizza.
Even a bad piece of pizza is still pretty fucking good.
It's good pizza.
Like, you know, so yeah, I'd already be like eating the cupcake and then go.
I ate a whole fucking large pizza for dinner.
Oh wow!
To myself.
Wow.
I had one of those days. I was like, I want pizza. I ate till there was nothing left.
You drove home and you were just like,
ate till there was...
It's one of those days. Cranking up the Limp Biscuit. Everything sucks.
Everything is fucked up.
Just out of my way, motherfucker. It's been one of those days. It's funny, like, in retrospect, too, how whiny he is.
Yeah.
Like, just singing. He sings like a whiny bitch, and you're like, how did I not see that when I was an angsty kid listening to fucking break shit?
One of those days.
I don't feel like shit. Anyway, yeah.
Okay, one more hint at future episode topics.
Well, we touch upon stuff we talk about all the time, like basically, future episode topics are going to be whatever geek movies are coming up.
Yeah, the new movies, and then touching on anniversary movies.
I can tell you right now, we are 100% going to do a Super Mario Brothers Camcast. Once we both see it, but luckily it's killing it. Still killing it. So I'll be able to see that in the theater. I'm pretty pumped about that. Obviously, Mission Impossible 7.
Mission Impossible 7.
That's 100%.
I want to do a Pacific Rim one this year because it's the 10th anniversary.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Pacific Rim.
We could do Pacific Rim 1 and 2.
And
that'll be the first time I've ever seen the second one.
Yeah.
I have not seen it at all.
It's not bad. It's not bad.
I don't think it's going to be bad.
I love the first.
I don't think it's going to be bad. I don't think it's going to be as good as the first.
Yeah.
First was awesome.
First was so good. First is so good. I can't even count how many times I've seen that now.
Maybe we'll do Johnny Mnemonic at one point.
Maybe.
Which I'm surprised we haven't.
Yeah.
We haven't.
I would still like to also do this year a retrospective episode on the 30th anniversary of the death of Superman.
Yeah, we can definitely do that.
Because that was a big event when we were kids.
That's huge.
My dad went to a comic store for the first time in years and bought all those.
I cried.
Yeah.
I fucking cried when I found out that he died.
The full-out poster of all the DC Universe carrying his coffin.
Fuck? Oh my god!
Yeah,
it was horrible. It was absolutely.
That was.
It wasn't like it was like I couldn't believe that they killed him. That's like it was just one of those like what? Because then you're like, well, what happens next, right?
Yeah.
I even got like my mom bought me the novelized version of the death of Superman.
Yes.
The death and reign of Superman. So it was the death of, and then of course the introduction of the Four.
The Four, yeah.
And then of course, like I had the Adventures of Superman 500. So the death issue,
right,
where he goes to heaven, and then of course, and he has this like conversation with his dad because Pa Kent died at the time, and his dad is saying like, look, you only are here because we raised you as a human. You're a fucking alien. You can't die. You can reject this. This is our beliefs, right?
Yep.
It was really cool. Tom Grummett did the art, of course, and then that's how so he goes through heaven's door or whatever, and then they introduce all four of them in that issue.
Right.
And like each team, right? So you had was it Louise Simonson doing the Steel book. But he was, of course, Superman. They all called themselves Superman. And then Tom Grummett took over and did the Superboy Superman.
Right.
With the fucking leather jacket, fade cut.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So 90s, the glasses.
Yeah. Clearly not a man at all. The belts that hold up nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah, the circle shades.
The circle shades.
The
circle shades.
The fucking, and then of course there was the Eradicator.
Yeah, Eradicator. That's such
the Superman that killed.
Yep.
And he was also violent, and then the costume was awesome too.
Yeah.
The Eradicator costume, and of course Cyborg Superman,
which
turns out to be prominent villain Hank Henshaw, huge villain for Green Lantern, surprisingly there.
Yeah.
But then again, he was the guy that destroyed Coast City, so it worked out.
Yeah.
But even him in the Sinestro Corps, it was like, holy shit, man. Fuck. So yeah. Plus, it was like when you actually read it, it was awesome because Superman did kill Doomsday.
Yeah.
You know, like he did it, but it was great because they spent the whole run where he's wrestling with it, where he's just like, I gotta stop
want to kill him.
And then finally he goes, if I don't, he's not gonna stop. I have to kill him. And then he dies.
He dies
defending everyone.
Yep.
So
and Lois's arms.
Oh my god. Oh. So yes, for sure.
Yeah.
So yeah, okay. So not so much a hint as full-on spoilers. I guess a hint would have been like, maybe we might talk about Superman.
Maybe not.
Maybe we might talk about Mission Impossible 7, but no, for sure.
Yeah, no.
I mean, actually,
that's
you know
only
what?
4 out of 5, and there's a lot of Camcast.
Yeah, I'll say this too. Starting with issue 105 for Nightwing, I'm going to be doing short reviews. I'll be doing more reviews, just comic reviews in general on our shorts portion. So that's something to look forward to. I've got a couple of the current reviews leading up to this. So expect to see those.
That's exciting. 105 is the first person episode or issue.
Yeah, and that's the one where it's cool. Like no Titans. It's back to just.
That looks so cool.
Oh yeah,
all first person.
Where his chest looks like giant boobs. Yeah, yeah.
The life-filled chest.
Yeah. The life-filled chest. Oh yes, and then of course like jumping into battle like this, eh? Like Yeah, but no, like I was tempted on just doing like each issue.
Yep.
Then I was like, I got the fucking Leaping into the Light trade.
Yeah.
So I'll just do it by trade. A lot quicker and easier.
No kidding.
So yeah, expect those. Actually, expect Leaping into the Light probably in the next 2 to 3 days.
Awesome. I can't wait for that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Shorts. Yeah, we got lots of shorts. I'm trying to do one short a day. Sometimes it's 3 a week. Yeah, we've been pretty good.
Yeah.
Luckily, I'm getting a lot of cool things in the mail this week, so I've been.
Yeah, I was just gonna say you've been banging it out quite nicely. So, and that's just the thing. I'm gonna just start doing it too because they're fun and they're
fun. They're quick. They get hits. People enjoy them.
They get hits.
They get hits.
Hits. So okay, so that's pretty much as everything else will be a surprise, but not these things that we just told you.
There it is. All right, I'll take a break from the Insta questions for a bit.
All right,
and we're gonna switch over.
So we're gonna switch over to
Turbo Kid. Turbo Kid.
Turbo Kid.
Turbo Kid review.
So I have to say though, this is a movie that Ken's been trying to get me to watch since.
Is this your first time seeing it?
2015. Yes.
Oh. Oh
yeah.
I'm really excited now. Oh,
so,
I didn't realize this is your first time seeing it.
Yeah, no, it's honestly, it was just one of those where you're like, you gotta see Turbo Kid. You gotta see Turbo Kid.
Well, it's kind of great because I think someone asked us that a few weeks ago, like, when you guys gonna watch Turbo Kid?
Yeah, that's what it was. So yeah, first time watching it. So okay, so like I said, 2015 action comedy. So it's directed by Francois Simard, Anouk Wissel, and Johan Carl Wissel. Written by the same 3 people.
Also known as RKSS.
Okay.
I don't know why, but that's what they go by. That's
their
film group name.
Cool. I'm in. All right. So the cast, we've got Monroe Chambers as the Kid. Evan Manoukian portrays the Kid in a flashback. Lawrence LeBoeuf as Apple, who is fucking great.
I love Apple so much.
The illustrious Michael Ironside as Zeus, which was awesome too. That was great.
Yeah,
but I mean, it's Michael Ironside, right? So he's one of those where, like, I knew he was in the movie, but he, like, when he pops up, it's always just like, oh shit.
Yeah.
He's not
got
like
that voice.
It's that's what it is.
Yeah.
And his look too.
And the look.
The way he looks and the way he sounds are perfect. I've never sat there and said, like, he's one of the greatest actors of all the generations, but I've never once been like, oh fuck, he's in this movie. Yeah. You know what I mean? I'm always just like, okay, all right. We've got Edwin Wright as Skeletron.
I love that name.
Yeah, Aaron Jeffrey as Frederick, Romano Orzari as Bagu, Orfe Laduce as female guard.
Yeah, she's such a badass that she doesn't even have a name. She's
I know. I was like, what?
Guard.
Steve Leonard.
Steve.
Let's read it out.
That's a lot of E's.
As Scout, Yves Corbel as Turbo General, General, as somebody would say on Raw. Anouk Wissel as the mother. Francois Simard as the father, and Johan Carl Wissel as the bald guard. I know these names are familiar.
Bald guard.
Because they wrote and directed this movie. Hey, all right.
Appearances.
Tyler Hall as Bounty Hunter. Well, I mean, if female guard is female guard, then I guess Bounty Hunter works for him. Martin Paquette as Giant Warrior, and Pierre Seguin as Frederick's brother.
I love the name of these characters. There's 14 guards.
Yep.
There's guards all the way up to 14.
Yep.
Odd looking man. Transgender prostitute.
Right. That's
Zeus's
right,
chauffeur. Oh man. Yeah, these are great. So Turbo Kid
doesn't show me the budget though. I haven't been able to find the budget.
This is like a shoestring.
Oh yeah, obviously.
Yeah. It's a Canadian New Zealand production.
Yeah, I know. But the box office was 67,000.
That's not bad.
That's not bad, especially for what this is.
I had a budget just under $60,000.
Okay, so that's... Well, I mean, it did better than breaking even.
Yeah. Worldwide, they made $7,000 off it.
That's probably why we didn't see Turbo Kid 2.
Oh, it's been announced. They're doing it. And there's a video game.
My God.
It's a Metroidvania video game.
A Metroid. Ooh.
Yeah.
That's actually not a bad... Oh, you know what's funny? Sequel.
Sequel, yep.
One day before the announcement, Lemitos, whatever, released the official music video for the track No Tomorrow, which serves as a prequel to the original film. Okay, and video game. Scheduled to be released in 2022.
Yeah, I think it's out already.
Yeah, probably. If it's... Yeah.
Lemitos.
Awesome
anyway. Composers. I got to watch them live in Texas.
Oh, really?
They performed this whole soundtrack over top of the movie while you watch the movie.
Holy shit.
Yeah, it was amazing.
Good God, that is amazing.
It was amazing.
So a couple of things. I like that it's set in a post-apocalyptic 1997.
Yeah.
That's like...
Where everyone has bicycles.
That's the part that really like fucked me up, because I was just like, man, like everyone's cardio must be through the roof. Because like there's so many like different, like oil's a commodity, right?
Yeah.
Stuff like that. Like I was watching it and like I didn't think this was going to be like a serious movie by any stretch, but I had no idea that the level of gore in this movie.
Oh yeah.
You know, like
it's crazy.
And like it was going to be fucking gory, but also like gory funny. Like it was a funny, like it was just so over the top, like even when the kid is like the Turbo Kid, when he's finally the Turbo Kid and he's like cutting people up and exploding people, I was like, holy shit.
Yeah.
Like, whoa.
It's fucking nuts.
Like that, it was surprising because you're like, well, you're the good guy, right? But like to get to that level, I like all within the first like fucking 5 minutes, the guy's hand gets cut off by Skeletron.
Yeah.
Which I'm glad that they didn't try to play this as a serious movie and then have that design for Skeletron. Because there's like everyone was scared of him, which okay, fine, but I was like, this is just too fucking funny. Like I couldn't take that seriously. You know, but it was just a super fun movie. Like honestly, I like I said, aside from the shock of the gore, the level of gore.
Yeah.
Although the part where they were taking the entrails out.
Oh, on the bicycle?
Oh, he's like, oh, that's so gross. That's so gross.
Was gross.
That's
gross.
so
Remember
gross.
that scene in Cell when he's like taking her guts out?
Yeah.
Oh,
it was just like, oh, it was so gross. That was probably the one out of all of them. That was the one I was like, oh. But of course, it was like, it was just so over the top that it's gross.
Yeah.
It's so obviously fake that you're like, this is just so fucked. It's just so fucked. Or even like, what was it? Part of the guy's top part of his head spun right off. I was just like, Jesus fuck. It was just fucking priceless.
Or when those three guys get blown up and they're all stacked on top of each other.
It's just so fucked. So fucked. But overall, great. Like, I did like the switch with Apple though. Like with Apple, I thought for sure she was from the Forbidden Zone, and that's why she was so fucking weird, right? Was because she was from the Forbidden Zone. But for her to be an android, like as soon as she was shot and didn't like got back up, I was like, oh, she's an android. Oh, that's cool. That's cool. The only thing that kind of fucked me up though is like I feel like they missed an opportunity when they took her head off. Like it was actually taken off. Yeah. And then they put it on another android's body. I thought that they missed an opportunity for, I mean, obviously budget and story. Yeah. They missed an opportunity, I felt like, to go a little bit different. Like she could have been jacked. Right. Or something to that effect. But overall, I was just like honestly, it was just one of those movies where I'm like, yep, this was loads of fun. And I'm glad I watched it. And everyone was good in it. Oh, the cast is amazing. Everyone was so good in it. But even like the flashbacks and stuff, like, I mean, obviously, like, you're like, of course that's going to be the guy that killed his parents. Yeah. You know, it's cool that it's the three that are involved in this all played parts.
Yeah.
Which I thought was really, really cool. And pretty good too. Like the mom was awesome. I was like, holy
great.
shit.
Yeah.
But even like it was as I was watching it, I was like, man, like at first I was like, oh, this is kind of like Mad Max for kids. And then when the guy's hand got cut off, I was like, okay, well maybe it's not for kids. But it's still kind of like Mad Max for kids.
And then you're like, this is more violent than Mad Max.
This is actually gorier than Mad Max, but you know. But I thought the coolest part for me though, that really like up until this part, I was just like, oh, you know, it's all right, like it's decent enough. But when he actually found the turbo armor, then I was like, holy shit! So like, Turbo Kid or Turbo Guy was a real dude, and he had this suit with real abilities. Then I was like, oh fuck, okay, all right, this movie came to play.
Yeah, it's fucking awesome.
Oh, so good. It was so good.
Nice twist with Zeus at the end.
Yeah.
Never saw that coming.
No, me neither.
Like, first time I watched it, had no clue.
Nope.
He's like this crazy android.
Yeah, had no clue. Didn't see it coming. But I loved the ending where he just fucking, like, takes his power.
Yeah.
You know? And I saw it, like, as soon as they did the battery thing, I was like, oh, okay. All right, cool. And then it's that big climactic showdown where he's just electrocuting him. I was like, oh,
charge it up.
I know how this works. I saw this part in other movies. And then, the fact that he was an android blew me the fuck away. I was like, holy shit. Because, and it's one of those where, like, you know, sometimes they do it and then you go, I should have saw that coming. Yeah. I'm glad that, like, with that one, I was just like, holy fuck, whoa. And you think, like, maybe I should have seen that coming because Apple, but they do it such a, like, it's just like, it's a thing where it's just like, oh, she's an android. Okay. And then you start to, like, then you immediately go, well, no wonder she was talking to that fucking skeleton. That, like, literally decrepit skeleton.
Legit skeleton.
So she's like, oh, she's fucking crazy. And it's just like, no, she just doesn't understand the concept of dying because she can't. Although she did.
She did. Twice.
Yeah. Well, no, she died once.
She permanently died.
Yeah, she died once at the end.
Yeah.
We thought she was dead, but she wasn't.
We thought, yeah, no, it was too bad she died again.
Well, especially because you're like, okay, so she's dead.
Yeah.
But, well, when he put her head on the other body, I was like, okay, well, she's not really dead. She's going to come back. But then to kill her again, I was like, oh, okay. And then, of course, arm wrestle guy who's like a fucking dick to him the entire movie. You kind of get why, but it's still just like, oh, at some point you gotta fucking lighten up. He's killing people. Like, people that want to kill you. Yeah. Right? But okay, whatever. And he's like, hey, you want to hang out? And he's just like, no. And then bikes off. And I was like, oh boy, you're in for a long bike ride. You didn't fill up your water.
That romantic scene under the umbrella as it rains blood.
Yeah.
Skeletron blew up.
I liked that chase too, where he's chasing them both on bikes.
Yeah. Bike chase.
and there's like scenes where you can see them all three of them are coasting because they have to fucking like, oh, I gotta catch my breath. I was like, man, the shooting must have been horrible. Like after a while, it's just like, no, you get it in this take or we're not doing it again.
I'm exhausted.
Fuck.
I'm in layer of clothes. I got a friggin' helmet on my face.
No kidding. I don't know where the fuck I'm going. I can't see shit. I'm sweating in places I didn't know could sweat. But yeah, no, it was overall I enjoyed it.
Yeah, no, I love this movie.
I overall enjoyed it. I thought it was great. It's definitely going to be one of those ones where I'm like, you know what? I haven't seen Turbo Kid in a while.
It's so beautifully 80s. Like, everything feels 80s.
Oh, I know. I know. Everything about it is 80s. The soundtrack, though, is fucking...
Oh, the soundtrack's amazing.
Oh.
It's so good. So
yeah.
good.
Everything about it's just great.
Even their follow-up film, Summer of 89. 89 or 84? Summer of 84. That's incredible, too.
Yeah, eh?
Oh.
Okay. I'll have to watch that.
They'll blow you away.
Okay, cool.
Blew me away.
Cool.
So, yeah.
No, it immediately went onto the list of movies that I will rewatch. Yeah. Yeah. And, like, it'd be one of those where I'm like, you know, you got that itch, and you're like, I can't seem to scratch that. I haven't seen Turbo Kid in a while. Oh, that's the itch. That's the itch. Yeah. So if anyone who's watching or listening on all of the platforms that we'll list later on in the episode, if you haven't seen Turbo Kid, see Turbo Kid. It's like glowing reviews from Kenneth and I.
Yeah. Oh fuck! I've loved this movie since it came out in 2015.
Oh, I know. Like I said, you literally have been like, you haven't seen Turbo Kid yet? Oh, you gotta see Turbo Kid.
Yeah.
It's like, and it's not even like a once in a while. You've said it enough times.
I've said it a lot.
That you stopped saying it, and then when that person mentioned it, I was like, yeah, let's do Turbo Kid. You're like,
yeah.
You want to do
Which
Turbo Kid?
Which must have been someone from like High Def Ninja back in the day, because they knew I loved Turbo Kid.
You were like, you want to do Turbo Kid? I was like, yeah.
How are you at episode 165 and you haven't talked about Turbo Kid yet?
That's fucking, yeah, that's fair.
That's fair.
It's because you got to a point you're like, I'm not bringing it up anymore.
Yeah.
I'm not bringing it up because he's just not going to do it.
Sure, I'll watch it.
Yeah, I'll watch it whenever I get to it. I got to rewatch Archer, all 12 seasons. I got to rewatch that again. I'm actually, right now, I'm rewatching BoJack.
At least it's not 12 seasons.
Yeah, but it's the same thing. I'm watching it while I'm doing other things.
Yeah.
I'm not like... And I'm actually almost done season 3 of Daredevil. I haven't actually watched it in quite some time. So I thought, okay, you know what? Because like I was going to do all 3 again, and then I just didn't. So now I'm just like, you know what? I'll just finish it up just because it's good. Like we got to the part where we're at the part where Dex is like about to kill Father Lankin.
Okay.
Like he's in the Daredevil suit.
Yeah.
And he's slowly but surely becoming completely unhinged. Nadeem found out that all the FBI agents that are bought and paid for by Kingpin. I just got to that scene where they're in the boardroom. He's like, Fisk's got stuff on all of you? And then the guy's just kind of like, we don't really talk about that kind of stuff, and we never say his name.
Yeah.
You know? And Dex is at the end, and he's like, yeah, no, we call him by his code name. Of course, the team's like, code name? Yeah, Kingpin. And it's still one of those, I'm like, yes!
Kingpin.
Yes!
Oh.
But Vanessa's not back yet.
I'm so mad that Born Again's on pause now.
Hey,
I mean, I'm happy about the strike. They deserve more money and more respect and everything, but like
job security.
Job security.
That's a big one. Okay, and like, oh sure, the AI stuff is the chat GPT, whatever fuck. Like, yeah, but you still have to program it. You still have to input it with stuff so that it can draw from stuff. So,
well, that's what it's drawing from. It's stealing from actual writers.
But that's the thing. But that's what I'm getting at. Like, it's not just like it can't create anything new. Mm-hmm. That's the problem. But of course, big money corporate executives that's piss money are like, we don't have to pay people.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, we just need to sign up.
And they're like, yeah, but no, you don't understand. Like, it's not. I don't need to understand.
Yeah.
More money for me.
Man, this AI stuff's gonna be trouble.
I was already getting freaked out with the deep fake stuff.
Oh, that's like scary.
4 years ago, deep fake, where you're like, that's fucking like.
And that's how they.
That's bad.
That's how they de-aged Indiana Jones, the new indie.
Oh yeah.
Deep fake.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I just saw a clip now, like, because like you're like something about it looks fake, right?
Yeah.
So I just saw a most recent deep fake. And one of the reasons why I knew it was deep fake because it was Tom Cruise playing guitar, like acoustic guitar. So I was like, nope,
nope.
But the face and the movements and stuff are looking more and more real as we go. And I'm like, why are we still doing this? Mm-hmm. Why are we doing this? We're gonna have a situation where they deep fake the fucking president. Okay,
yeah.
Like, I know it sounds insane, like conspiracy theory stuff, but we're on the cusp.
Yep,
we're on the cusp of like the Terminator fucking nuclear dawn, where they go, humans are the problem, so let's wipe out humans. And you're like, did we not watch the fucking movie?
Bruce Willis is the first to sign his identity away.
I know.
He's a yeah. Go ahead, have me star in movies for hundreds of years.
Keanu Reeves was also the first to go, don't do that to me.
Yeah.
I don't want you using my likeness for anything unless I agree to it. I'll be in the movie, not my fucking fake face.
Yep.
And I was like, good for you, Keanu.
Good for you.
Fucking. I mean, and good for Bruce. Like, they want to pay him for it? Fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, fucking right. Pay for it. But Ugh, I couldn't. That would be weird for me though, personally. Like even knowing that he said it's okay, but it would be weird for him to pass away and to watch a movie like Die Hard 7.
Yeah,
and he's in it,
starring Bruce Willis.
Yeah,
it's got quotes around his name.
Yeah, exactly, exactly. And it's just some dude motion capture so that they could fucking superimpose his face. Like that would fuck me up.
That'd be
especially if the movie was really good.
I don't know what to do.
Because I'd be like, oh man, it's so awesome, but it's still weird to watch it. Well, even like when Will posed the question about music.
Yeah.
And my first thought was like, yeah, but then it was like, yeah, but it would depend on how it made me feel because that's how music is.
Yep.
You know, I gravitate towards punk and metal because it presses that button for me. But I also like rock and I like rap and I like some pop music too. It's just whatever presses that button where I go, hey, I feel pretty good inside. You know,
or me again.
Or if I'm like really, really depressed, then you want to press that button where you're like, oh, you're sad too. Me too. Let's sing sad songs together.
This is one of those days.
That's the wrong song. That's not the same.
That's not your sad song?
No, it's got to be, what would be a sad song?
Oh, you're a Limp Bizkit.
Sorry?
I thought you were a Limp Bizkit sad listener.
When have you ever been like, I'm so sad and I want to listen to fucking
Limp Bizkit?
Chocolate starfish and the hot dog flavored water because it'll make me even sadder. No. For me, I think I would look at probably cranberries, some cranberry stuff. You know,
Zombie.
That's too high. No, I'm talking like
Oh.
Did you have to let it linger? The one about a fart. I'm talking like her quiet, like her sad songs. Though they're sad songs. I'm not talking about like peppy. When I'm saying like, I'm not looking for the song to break me out of that.
Yeah.
I'm looking for the song that like pours more gasoline on that crying fit.
Enya's greatest hits.
There you go. Yeah. I don't even have to know the lyrics. It just has to be a sad sounding song.
So
That's
sad.
it, you know.
So sad.
Now, when I want to break shit, then I'll listen to break shit.
Limp
Then I'll
Bizkit.
bust up the Limp Bizkit or fucking Korn. Korn's another one.
Oh yeah.
Rage
Against the Machine.
Are you ready? Yeah.
Yep.
And then they go into this is summer. You don't know the chances. What if I should die? And then they go right back into the heavy shit. Oh yeah. Korn. I dust off Korn every once in a while. I'm like, oh yeah, this shit's fucking great.
Oh yeah.
I actually don't listen to Limp Bizkit at all now. For no other reason, like I'll say the first two albums, the one with like Faith on it, and then of course Chocolate Starfish. Those are great albums. I will never shit talk those albums.
Yeah.
But I don't listen to Limp Bizkit because after those two albums, it was all the same shit.
Yeah, it got.
It was just Blueprint. Like he literally just went, no, this is how we made money, guys. And even like Wes, the guitarist, at one point was like, I can't do this anymore because fuck you guys. Yeah. Fuck you, Fred Durst. But Korn, I still dust off.
Yeah.
Because Korn's still great.
Thoughtless. I love that album.
I could see, I'm going blind. I could see. You know, there we go. Got the light. Got the life. Anyway. So that was Turbo Kid, guys.
That was the Turbo Kid.
Thank you for sticking around for this part of our Geek Pants Camcast.
Okay. Giveaway time. I'm going to announce the winners from our Alien Day.
This is exciting.
From our Alien Day.
2 weeks ago to the day Alien Day happened.
So I drew two winners.
Perfect.
First one is Bear.
I want to read the next one. Congratulations, Bear.
With 3 R's at the end.
Bear.
Okay, fine. You're going to like the second one.
Oh, and the second winner is Shadow Slinger 87.
That's a sweet name.
That is. That's
I'm guessing they were born in 87.
That's their Spider Zona.
Yeah. Shadow Slinger.
Shadow Slinger.
That's a sweet name.
It is, actually.
Why is that not a Spider-Man villain yet?
It's probably going to be Ben Reilly.
Yeah. The Shadow
Or no,
Slinger.
it'll be Kane. Kane
Oh, yeah.
Parker, I think, is his real name.
Oh, goes by Parker?
I think he goes by Kane Parker.
Weird.
Well, at least he didn't call himself Chasm. Oh, actually, we're talking about Spider-Man. Spider-Man 25 came out, remember?
Yeah.
We're talking about how there's going to be like a death.
Yeah.
Nobody died.
What was all this stuff about him hanging around with the tombstone and everything?
Oh, you're way past.
Really?
Way past the tombstone stuff. Well, we found out the nature of the kids.
Yeah.
And the relationship with Paul and Mary Jane.
Yes.
And their relationship to the kids. You want me to spoil it?
Go for it.
Okay, so they were in an alternate dimension. Peter, Mary Jane, this Paul guy. And in order to, Peter was trying to get Mary Jane back to their dimension.
Okay.
The last second, she went no, and she pushed Peter through, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because she thought, Peter would do whatever he could to come back to her and save her, right? He does, but because it's a different dimension, time passed differently.
Oh.
So he was gone for 4 years her time, while he was only gone 10 seconds his time. Or I think a couple hours his time. Enough time to steal something from the Fantastic Four, and then not ask anybody for help and just try and save her, right?
Right.
So by the time he gets her, well, that's 4+ years with Paul, where she's fallen in love with him.
Mm-hmm.
They find the 2 kids. They're not genetically related to either of the kids.
Okay.
Find the 2 kids, but of course, they're now a family.
Yes.
So it wasn't the death of anyone, but the death of the current version of Mary Jane and Peter Parker. Because she said, they're my family now. This is why we can't be together.
Cool. I like how they keep coming up with reasons every decade about why they can't.
Well, it's less than that now. It's every couple of years. Yeah. This, you know what? I was shitting on the.
Is Vince McMahon writing Amazing Spider-Man?
I don't know. Someone was saying Zeb Wells is a good writer, so just wait for it, and the writing will get better. But I'm like, no.
How long do I wait? It's 2 years now.
Yeah, it's already 25 issues. Okay, granted, I haven't read every issue. Okay. I only popped in for this one, and then I went, oh, it's the same shit? Okay, fine. Fuck this. This is worse than the Nick Spencer run.
Oh.
This is because
that was a bad run.
The problem with that one, though, is that they had a couple of good issues. Mm-hmm. They started off weird, but there was a couple of cool issues, and then it went like this. They would do this. Yeah. This is just fucking horrible. If you like it, great. I'm happy for you. I'm happy that you read every issue and you think this is the greatest book ever. But no, it's not. No. Anyway, so that's it. I don't want to talk about that anymore.
That's that. Okay. So congrats again to the winners.
Congratulations.
Couple more instant questions?
Sure.
All right, cool. Let's do it. We'll go with some Guardians related ones since we're about to talk about Guardians 3. Which actor from Guardians of the Galaxy do you think will be in Superman Legacy? Because James Gunn said the other day that, yes, one actor from the Guardians will be in Legacy.
Chris Pratt will be in it, but he will be fully, in makeup. He will be an alien.
Yeah?
And that'll be it.
You think that's it?
He will not be recognizable at all.
Mm.
He will not speak because his voice is distinct.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
But he will be the one to do it. Just kidding. He's still contracted with Marvel. It's going to be Batista. It's going to be Batista.
Seems like a safe bet.
Yeah. I think honestly, all jokes aside, I think it's going to be Batista.
I think it's going to be Karen Gillan as Lois Lane.
I guess, it would depend on who's contracted with MCU and who isn't.
Or maybe it'd be Zoe Saldana as Lois Lane.
No.
No?
No. You can't race swap anymore, guys. But all jokes aside...
That's for Elseworlds.
Yeah. All jokes aside, no. The only reason I'm saying no to Zoe Saldana for that is because they're skewing younger for Superman.
Mm.
And
so Karen's probably a little too old too. Then
I would say that as well. But like I said too, it also depends on contracts, right? Because we know for sure that Dave Bautista is 100% done with MCU as of right now. We know that for sure. There will be massive spoilers, massive. Okay, but the way they ended it, there's Zoe Saldana. I think her contract's done.
Hers is done too.
But the way they end the movie and so like Star-Lord, obviously like Chris Pratt,
he's sticking around.
He's sticking around. He's sticking around.
Yeah.
And I actually, my neighbor Brian posed an interesting thought as to why they're doing it like this, right? And we'll get to that in just a second. But like Karen Gillan, I think she's still got a couple movies under her belt.
I can see her sticking around.
Bradley Cooper, I think, has got a couple other.
He's done.
Oh, he's done?
He's done. He said he's done with Marvel. He'll follow James Gunn wherever he goes, but he's done. They could easily still have Rocket with another voice actor.
Well, yeah. They could. They could
get a voice or someone that sounds
similar.
Yeah, easily.
But they could also.
I mean, Groot's there too, and even if Vin Diesel doesn't want to do Groot, then anyone can do Groot too.
But they could also pay Bradley Cooper money.
They could.
And like, let's be real here.
Yeah.
For Bradley Cooper.
Yeah.
To just voice.
Why not?
I'll tell you right now, if they offered him at least the same as what he's making now, he'd do it again.
Yeah.
He's saying he's done right now, but the Guardians movie, like, we're not going to see the Guardians till at least Secret Invasion?
I would say...
Sorry, Secret Wars.
Secret Wars.
Secret Wars.
I would say that's a safe bet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's, 3 years? 4?
20...
It's 2026, is it not?
27? 26.
Yeah, because it's 2025.
25 is King Dynasty.
That's right.
Maybe.
So, yeah, no. Yeah. All they're doing is they're waiting for everything to just get, they're waiting for another Hollywood catastrophe to happen.
Yeah.
So that the Jonathan Majors shit gets swept under the rug.
Yeah, you don't remember that anymore.
Even though it's a criminal case. It's not just a civil case. It's also, it's a criminal case. But they'll sweep it under the rug. I mean, for fuck's sakes, I told you, the marketing for The Flash, the producers literally said, the movie is so good, you will forget that person's crimes. They said that person's name. But
you won't.
I will not. I will say that person, which is still respecting the pronouns, which I'm fine with. But, like, the other part that pissed me off about that person, though, is they went, you know what? The studios aren't doing anything for mental health. So that person's not taking any blame for anything, pushing it off on the studio for not offering adequate mental health services to anybody. And then the studio themselves are saying, it's so good, you'll forget what they did. Like, what?
What?
What? Okay, look, I'm a big proponent for mental health. Like, I firmly stand by it. It's not just because of the things with my dad. It's just because, like, I like that we're at a point in our lives, like, where people are saying, hold on. And they're looking at 9 times out of 10, what's happening is a mental health issue.
Yep.
Okay? Addiction, 9 times out of 10 is a mental health issue. It's some sort of unresolved trauma that's making you want to press these buttons. And I'm all for it. And I actually kind of regret that I didn't do a similar short where you did, where we talked about mental health, because you said, like, we've all struggled with it, and it's true. I've struggled with it.
It's all month long.
It's not a struggle. Like, it's not I struggled with it. It's I struggled. Okay, there are some days where it is a full-on struggle.
Yeah. And
there are other days where I'm just going about my life.
I had a day like that today.
But it is a struggle, and some days are better than others, and some days are fucking horribly worse than others. And there are days where I will fucking go back into the old way of handling with it, which isn't good, but I fucking stop, and then I dust myself off. I pick myself back up. I start doing push-ups again, and fucking getting my steps in and all that other shit.
Yep.
But it is a big serious thing. But at the same time, I also will admit that, it's me. Like, yes, it's unresolved trauma, but that's not your fault. I'm doing these things because I'm not dealing with it, or I'm not dealing with it the way I should be dealing with it. I'm not going to put it on my job and say, hey, you guys need to, I can offer more mental health services and stuff like that. Like, no, except that you made mistakes.
Yeah.
You fucked up. Even regardless of the reasons. I was having a mental health day and I made these mistakes. I made these mistakes because of the mental health day. I try my best not to do that again.
Yep.
I'll get the help that I need, because that's the thing. Like, the people around this person weren't like, hey man, you should probably get some help. They were like, you can do whatever the fuck you want. Your insert name here. You're amazing.
Mhm.
You might as well be as cool as Jared Leto, who's also fucked up.
Yeah. Definitely fucked up.
Like the kind where I don't even want to watch any more of the guy's movies because it's like, yeah, I know you're a great actor, but I feel like I'm now.
He's a great actor. He's a great musician.
I feel like
fucked up.
I'm just perpetuating because I'm allowing you to still do the things that make it easier for you to allegedly do things that I don't really want to talk about. But anyway, so anyway.
You know what? You know who I'm going to say? I think everybody's thinking of big actor.
But I actually, hold on, before you say that,
Yeah.
I'm going to say my, like, aside from, like, Batista.
Yeah.
Because I agree, like, it's easy to say big actors, but the reality is it's probably going to be his wife.
Or his brother.
Or the actress who played Ratcatcher, because she was in this fucking movie.
Yeah.
Which I didn't know. Till I read an article. They're like, yeah, it's the first, like, DC crossover movie. DC Marvel crossover movie, because his wife's in it.
Yeah.
Obviously his brother's in it. And the Ratcatcher, I have her name here, but I was just like, that's where she looks so fucking familiar.
Mm-hmm.
But fuck. So
I'm gonna say Michael Rooker is Perry White.
Interesting. You even picked out a person.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well,
I could see him being like an editorial type.
I'm gonna pick his wife as Cat Grant. Yep.
But his wife already exists in the universe.
Right, but she doesn't have to look like she does in Peacemaker.
That's right. Yeah, she can just play another character. Why not?
Yeah.
It's DC.
I mean, fucking.
The rules are different here.
Well, it doesn't necessarily have to be. I mean, look. Chris Evans played fucking Human Torch.
Yeah.
And Captain America.
Right.
And because of the way that the timelines work, it's part of Marvel's continuity. So. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
So there. Anyway.
So that was a good question.
That was a good question.
And then we got here we got another Guardians one. Who would you pick to direct a new Guardians of the Galaxy movie?
Oh, Taika Waititi, obviously.
Oh god, fuck no. Are you serious?
No, of course not.
I don't want that butcher anywhere near the MCU going forward.
No. See,
who can even come near James Gunn though?
You know what? Think about that while I go do something for about 5 minutes or so. Should have had that tea.
You shouldn't have had that tea. Yeah. Okay, so directing. I'm looking around the room here. Matthew Vaughn. Matthew Vaughn could be a good director for that movie. Though I doubt he'll do anything else with superheroes after Kingsman. RKSS that just did Turbo Kid that we were just talking about. They would be a really good director for a Guardians movie. If Marvel went low key like they would be. Who else do we got here? Oh, you know what? The Duffer Brothers. Yeah, the Duffer Brothers from Stranger Things ever moved back into movies. They could 100% do that. They got the ability to nail like the youth factor because it looks like the new Guardians will be rather young. And the 80s aspect of it all. Chris is just making a hell of a mess in the bathroom by the sound. But yeah, I don't know. There's a lot of really good choices. Who else do we got here? I'm looking at. I got my movies around the room here. So take a look. Yeah, I don't know. It's hard. It's hard. I mean, James Gunn is a one of a kind. Who do you get to follow him? I mean, Taika Waititi is probably a decent choice too, and I hate to say it.
That's such a tough one.
Yeah, it took a while. I had to go think about it for a while.
Yeah.
I was just
sometimes I do my best thinking when I'm pissing.
Well, I was looking around the room here, and I was thinking like Matthew Vaughn that did Kick-Ass at Kingsman could maybe do it.
Yeah, yeah. I was also even thinking, what's his face? The protege from Brightburn.
Oh yeah,
because like that's
you're right. He could do the same kind of feel.
That's definitely because like
absolutely,
and it brings up an interesting point. Like because we mentioned like how Star-Lord's obviously his story is going to continue a bit. So because we went and saw that with our neighbors Brian and Laura, and he had suggested that we might see like Star-Lord in his own movies.
Okay,
right. And my first thought was, yeah, but I feel like it will run the risk of being like a Guardians movie in everything but the name, right?
Right.
Because like Pratt is a character, like especially this character isn't a solo character. He plays off of others, you know. But then he said this is a way for him to show up in other movies.
It absolutely
is exactly what it is, and that's exactly what it's going to be. I guarantee you, he's going to be in the Kang Dynasty.
Yeah, I mean, he's on Earth now.
Yeah,
maybe he could work for Sword.
Although, aren't they called something else now?
Oh yeah, they did. They changed the name in WandaVision, didn't they? What they changed it to?
I can't remember because it's in the Marvels.
Or was Shield turned to Sword?
No. Sword. It was Sword originally.
Yeah.
But they called it. What the fuck do they call it in the Marvels trailer?
Oh, in the trailer they changed it. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
No, I was looking around the room too. I said the Duffer Brothers after Stranger Things could do something like that.
Yep.
100%. And then even the people we just talked about, RKSS, that did Turbo Kid.
Yep, for sure.
They'd be a good choice for a movie like that.
Oh. Yeah, it was definitely Sword in WandaVision.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's just do.
So I'm thinking the comics. Isn't Sword still Sword in the comic books?
As far as I know. Yeah, I can't find it. I'll have to watch the trailer again, and I don't want to right now.
Yeah, I hear you.
But yeah, so like that's kind of like
that's a good question.
But yeah, I think
regardless, it's going to have a different feel to it because you can't replicate James Gunn.
But that's kind of where I'm at too. Like I don't know if, but that's a good thing though because the way they end Guardians Volume 3, lends itself for a different director to take over and have a different feel to it.
Yeah.
I don't think it's ever going to be, it's never going to stray far from the comedy sci-fi that it is.
Yeah.
It's just going to be a different style of humor in that regard. Okay. I'm done with that.
That's that. Okay.
Away with me.
We'll do one more. We'll do one more and then we'll hit up Guardians. Ready?
Okay.
Here it is. Jube.
That's it.
That's good. Yeah.
That's good. That's the best question right there. So far, unless there's more.
Oh, that's a good one. All right, we're going to do The Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3.
Those assholes, Volume 3.
Oh, man, this is a fucking incredible movie.
Okay, so actually I have a question of my own before we get into the meat and potatoes of this. I had said spoilers, and obviously we've hinted that some people live beyond this movie. So obviously Star-Lord, we've already spoiled Star-Lord doesn't die.
Yeah.
Going into this movie though, who did you think was going to die?
Ooh.
Or be killed off?
I definitely thought Drax. I definitely thought Drax.
He was on my list for sure.
Especially with the way Dave Bautista was talking, like, this is it, I'm done. And like,
it wasn't even like I'm done. It was like, I'm done with Marvel.
Yeah.
It wasn't just I'm done with the Guardians.
Yeah.
I'm done with Marvel. And then, of course, like, he shit talked about how he went from being like Drax the Destroyer to a joke.
Mm-hmm.
And then, of course, in this one, he's like, oh, at least I get to wear a shirt.
Yeah. Yeah. I definitely thought he was going to die.
100%. I thought for sure he was going to die. I also was kind of thinking Zoe Saldana, because she also didn't, like, hers is done. And I was thinking, because unless they, like, if they didn't magically give her old Gamora's memories, somehow figured how to jam them into new Gamora's brain, then what was the point? Like, she was never going to re-fall in love with Star-Lord, because she's not that person.
And I love the way they tackled that in this movie. Oh, yeah. It was done so well.
There's nothing in this movie that wasn't done so well.
Rocket, I mean, I obviously thought the possibility was there that he might.
You know what? He was
not so much while I was watching it, but before I started watching it.
He was not on my radar for.
No?
I didn't think for. Although, to be fair, I didn't realize that the plot of the movie was going to be saving Rocket's life.
Yeah.
I had no idea that was the plot of the movie. At all.
Yeah, me neither, actually. I knew that it was going to touch on his backstory. I didn't know how.
Yeah.
Or why.
Yeah, exactly. And then, but once that was the point of the movie, then I was like, there's no way. Especially when they do the back scenes. Mm-hmm. Holy shit. His origin. Like, I knew his origin. Because I'm the guy that needs to know everything.
Yeah, well.
So I knew his origin. And his origin was horrible. Absolutely horrible. And I was like, there's no way they're going to go that far into it. Well, they did.
They did. I'm amazed it's got PG-13.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
This was actually more violent than the first Matrix that got rated R.
Yeah, and also just some of the, like, it was like watching Toy Story with the fucking what's-his-face kids.
I got that same feeling.
Horrifying.
I was like,
and it's a kids movie, and you're like,
high evolutionary is Sid from Toy Story.
Oh, and then you're like, then you watch this, and you're just like, like the otter with fucking robot hands.
Yeah, and the little rabbit with like.
The rabbit was the worst. The worst. It's basically just a robot with rabbit skin just thrown on it.
Yeah.
But yeah, so getting back to who we thought. So I thought Drax for sure.
Drax, I definitely thought during the movie. They surprised me twice during the movie. I thought they were killing off Nebula. When she stayed behind.
Nebula, I thought for sure they'd be killing off Nebula. Yeah. Like, as I was watching this. So prior to watching it, I thought for sure Drax.
I was like, no.
For sure Drax, and then I thought possibly Gamora.
Yeah.
And then
and Star-Lord, I thought I 100%.
I was kind of thinking Star-Lord for a bit there too. Like, those are the three.
Well, he very much looked dead there for a second.
Well, hold on. I'm talking like before the movie.
Yeah, okay.
So the final one was Star-Lord was the one that I thought maybe, possibly. But he was like very far distant third.
The only definite that I felt before the movie was Drax. I thought Drax is...
Yeah.
And then when they introduced all the kids and stuff, I'm like, perfect. He's going to go out as a father saving children.
Yeah. Yeah.
The
fake outs, because I thought for sure. I was
the fake outs were crazy.
Don't kill Nebula.
I know, because she was like, leave your comm. I was like, she's going to do one of those Ben Affleck from Armageddon things.
She's going to sacrifice herself to make sure they all live.
Yeah.
Like, no, don't do it. And then when Rocket went back.
Right, yeah.
When he went back, I was like, no, don't, because you just brought him back.
But they found the baby raccoons.
And then, found the baby raccoons, found all the other animals, and I was like, no way he's going to leave them this time. He left them last time, and that eats at him. Mm-hmm. But, okay, so right out of the gates, it's one of those where I was like going into this year, like, if you like the first two, you're going to like this one.
Yep.
And honestly, for the most part, I'm going to say yeah, but you also have to be prepared for heavy.
Oh, yeah.
Like, the first two...
They had the heavy elements.
There's heavy elements. The stuff with Star-Lord.
His mother.
Peter Quill, his mom.
Yeah.
And then even just finding his dad and stuff like that.
Yeah.
There's some heavy elements to it. But, like, aside from the first one, where he leaves his mom, and that stays with him, you're like, holy shit. But that's really it.
Yeah.
The second one... Yeah, the stuff with his dad is bordering on it, but it's not as heavy as the first. Then you get to the third one, and it's just like, fuck, just punch him in the face.
Got punched right before the fucking opening credits.
Like, fuck.
When you see that baby rocket and the big looming hand come out of the darkness.
Oh, I was just like, oh my god,
that
oh
opening
god,
shot was
oh
like,
my god,
this is amazing. It's scary as hell.
I was like, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, this is what a way to open it. And then they have fucking, for Adam Warlock fans, the weirdest version of Adam Warlock. Like, I would never have guessed that they were going to treat him like a petulant child.
Yeah.
But I guess, I mean, knowing how it ends, that's how you replace Drax, right?
Yeah.
Because now he's just the big dumb idiot.
Yeah.
With a heart of gold.
But the Warlock stuff was awesome. The way he
looked cool.
Moved.
He looked fucking incredible. Like, he looked super cool.
And also, the way they shot him in this, I went, oh, James Gunn is going to shoot an awesome Superman movie.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, he looked awesome.
But, yeah, no, but, like, aside from the characterization of Warlock being completely different than the comic books.
Yeah.
Like, that's what I'm getting at. If you are a fan of Warlock from the comic books, you're probably not going to like this one. Because it's not the same.
Yeah.
Not even remotely close at all. But I loved it. I loved it so much that I feel bad because Poulter did such a good job. But he was, like, one of the only guys that was like, it was fucking hell.
Yeah.
Shooting Warlock was hell. You eat shit, like, you eat boring crap food, you work out all the time. Like, I'm in the best shape of my life and I'm fucking miserable.
Yeah.
I don't ever want to do that again. Like, that's literally, he's like, I don't ever want to do that again ever. And I was like, okay, all right.
So you're not returning.
He's gonna return, but he's gonna be like, I just fucking CGI me, okay? Like, fuck.
It's not like he was shirtless in the movie.
He was.
Was he shirtless?
Yeah. Not a lot.
Oh, okay.
I think it was like maybe one scene. I think it was the initial fight scene. Because, like, of course, he attacks Rocket, and then of course the Guardians fight him.
That was awesome. Just the fact that they started off with that.
It opened like
it. Oh man, the whole opening from this, and then it goes to Adult Rocket, and they got Creep playing.
Oh man!
And Quill's fucking drunk out of his mind, and they all take him back to his place and put him to bed, and then all of a sudden, Warlock just storms in.
And then it's, of course, because, you know, he's like 89P13, he's property of the fucking High Evolutionary.
Yeah.
And he wants him back. And you're just like, oh, right. Rocket's got a dark backstory. And they show it. And it's so bad.
It's horrifying.
Rough.
And it plays throughout the whole movie.
Thing that fucks me up, too, though, is that, like, yes, it's a movie. Yes, it's set in space. Yes, this is entirely made up.
Yeah.
But the underlying theme is that we as humans did this to animals, and we still are going to do this to animals, because there's always going to be people that go, yeah, just fucking test on apes, test on dogs. I don't give a fuck. They're animals. I don't give a shit. And I was just like, that's what made it even more horrifying, was that it's like, yeah, but shit like this happens.
Yeah.
Shit like this still happens to this day.
All the time.
You know, and it's like, I don't think I've given James too hard a time for being a vegan, or vegetarian, I should say.
Yeah.
But I see it. Like, even watching this movie, I see it more and more where I'm just like, I totally get where he's coming from. I'm not ready to say goodbye to meat just yet, or at all.
Yep.
But at the same time, it's getting harder to keep my head buried in the sand about the treatment of animals.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And like, oh, fuck. But, like, everything. Just the fact that, like, he gets smarter, you know? And, like, even when he's just like, we're going to go to the new world, and he's just like, are you fucking dumb? Why the fuck would you guys ever think I was going to take you to the new world? Look at you.
Yeah.
Look at every one of you. Like, fuck, the only reason why I want you is because for some reason you were able to get your own thought. Everything else is just regurgitated.
And it just pissed him off that he guessed something the High Evolutionary didn't.
Yeah. That's like super awesome. He's just like, you knew. How did you know?
Yeah. I created you.
Yeah, and you had this thought that I couldn't have, and you're like, oh, fuck. Oh, fuck. I still say, like, if you're not gonna go with Jonathan Majors.
Yeah.
As Kang. Cast this guy as Kang.
Well, someone said, why can't they just make the High Evolutionary like one of the Kangs?
That's it. That's all you have to do. And then you can even have it so that like the reason why he looks like this and not like that was because he's fucking a weirdo that was doing weird science experiments on himself. His fucking face glued to his fucking skull.
Oh, that scene.
And Michelle was like, take his face. And I was like, take his face. And then they did. And I was like, put it back on. And
they show it. I'm like, how is this PG-13?
I could have swore they said more than one fuck, too.
No, just
but they did say they only said
with the car,
they
which
did
was
say
hilarious.
That was, yeah.
Oh, so funny. But no, that High
Just
Evolutionary.
Open the fucking door. That's what open the fucking door. High Evolutionary. I said this right away. As soon as you watch it, I said, like, to me, he is the best one and done villain. He was so good. Like,
yeah.
I mean, like, oh, fuck. Like, I hated him. The second I seen him, I was like, I fucking hate this guy. I fucking hate this guy so much. Fuck this guy. You're the reason why these things look like this. Fuck you. I hate this guy. And then every time he spoke, I hated him more. Mm-hmm. All I wanted was for him to die.
Yeah.
And die horribly.
Yeah.
You know, I didn't want that for Red Skull. In fact, I thought we would see more of Red Skull, period. But okay, whatever. Whatever, fine. Obviously, Thanos, I'm good. We don't ever need to see Thanos again. Yep. That's fine. I'm good. But he was such a great villain.
He was a great villain.
This guy was a villain.
This guy was just pure evil.
You can't, if you root for this guy, I don't want to talk to you.
Yeah.
I don't want to talk to you. I don't want to have conversations with you. I don't want to have this one sort of like, let's see it from this guy's perspective. No,
nothing.
No, fuck this. Oh, actually, before we go any further, sorry guys.
Oh, yeah, we haven't touched on that. Quick.
Directed and written by James Gunn. Starring Chris Pratt again as Peter Quill / Star-Lord, Zoe Saldana as Gamora, Dave Bautista as Drax, Karen Gillan as Nebula, Pom Klementieff as Mantis, who was one of the standouts for me.
Oh, I love Mantis.
Her arc was awesome. Vin Diesel as Groot. I came across an interesting fan theory that I think is bang on.
Oh, it's actually confirmed by James Gunn.
Yeah, it was confirmed. That's right. Bradley Cooper as Rocket. Will Poulter as Adam Warlock, Sean Gunn as Kraglin. That was great seeing everything with him.
Oh yeah.
Chuck Wooji as the High Evolutionary, and I'm saying he has to be cast as fucking to replace Jonathan Majors. Linda Cardellini as Lila. When I saw her names in the credit, I was like, who the fuck is she? I actually thought she was the Russian dog, but she wasn't.
Yeah. Nathan
Fillion as Master Karja. He was good. He was all right. And Sylvester Stallone as Stakar Ogard, the high-ranking Ravager. And then a whole bunch of other people.
I actually thought Nathan Fillion killed Drax there for a second.
So did I. I was like...
those two shots.
I was like, oh, he's dead. He's fucking dead.
Yeah.
But, okay, so we've done all that. Oh, I forgot to do the budget. But I believe...
probably like $200 million.
I'm going to say 250, and it's probably already made it.
Oh, God, yeah. It's flown past that. I think it was at over 3-something worldwide in the first weekend.
Budget 250. It's currently at 344 million.
Beautiful. Push it to a bill.
It won't, but it should.
It won't. There's too much competition coming out.
Yeah, that's part of it. And also because there's a bit of a stink on Marvel right now.
Yeah. Phase
4 really, really hurt Marvel big time. We've discussed it. Part of the reason was partly because of COVID.
Mm-hmm.
It now more than ever, I think it's because the guy that they got to replace what's his face that they brought back. He got the job on the streaming service, so of course he pushed everything for the streaming service, and then it bit them in the ass. It wasn't just the movies. Like Black Widow would have been a good movie, sure. It could have used more polish around the CGI, but the movie itself was largely good.
Yeah, this is a good
movie.
But
they should have released it in the theater.
Yeah. Shang-Chi was awesome, but also that got a limited theater run, right?
That got a limited theater run.
Very limited, though, yeah.
But Shang-Chi was awesome, but nobody talks about it.
Nobody talks about it.
Nobody talks about it at all. They should, because it was one of the glowing movies, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Like, I would say out of, like, the MCU,
yep,
Shang-Chi was the best movie that they did. For Phase 4, or no, Doctor Strange 2 would be the best one that they did for Phase 4.
No Way Home.
I don't count that as an MCU movie.
It's an MCU movie, though.
It's Sony.
It's an MCU
Sony movie first, though.
It's got Doctor Strange in it. It is an MCU movie.
Oh no, I'm not saying, but I'm saying primarily when we're talking like an actual movie itself, like it's a Sony movie. There's no MCU stuff in it except for Doctor Strange.
Well, it's Marvel Studios, just Sony releasing it.
Yeah, well, although Sony's got the smartest move for the streaming, they sell their rights to the movies to the streamers.
Yeah.
That's what Paramount should have done. Paramount should never have got their own streaming service.
Nope.
It was stupid on them. I get it.
No.
Everyone else has a streaming service. I get it. So the urge to do it was strong. I understand.
But also, look at the competition that's already out there. You would make more money selling your...
Netflix is routinely losing money now.
Yeah.
Disney loses money. They're lucky, though, that they can afford to lose
Netflix is losing money because they're friggin' password sharing bullshit.
It's not just that. It's also... They do weird shit.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they cut some shows after one season.
Yeah.
Or 2 seasons. Yeah. But then other shows,
like,
they go forever.
Crap shows just never end.
Like, or they constantly greenlight crap shows. Like, Big Mouth is ending after this season.
Mm-hmm.
Which I'm surprised it lasted this long. But 8 seasons, I think, is a good run for them.
That's a good run.
But I'm disappointed that the... Human Resources... The spin-off for that is done after season 2. Would have been nice to get a few more out of that. I think they could have done a few more with that one. Because it's all the monsters.
Okay, yeah.
Like the hormone monsters and stuff like that. So if you watch season 5 and they introduce a bunch of different monsters, well, that spins off into the Human Resources.
Well, that's cool.
Yeah, which is also really good. And Hugh Jackman actually does...
oh, yeah?
Yeah. Yeah. I think they could have done that. But then there's some shows where you're like, 1 season? Okay, why the fuck am I watching it then? You know? They went from being, they thought they were untouchable. The password sharing is just another, it's...
Well, they did lose a lot of subscribers.
It's huge for that. Yeah,
lots of subscribers. 100%. And that's just in Canada.
Oh, yeah.
It's moving to the U.S. next. And, just wait for that one.
Yeah. But, okay, so Guardians Volume 3 is the best of the series for me.
Same here.
It's incredible.
This is top 5 MCU for me.
It's also, I was going to say, it's one of the best Marvel movies I've seen in a while.
I'm fluctuating between whether I like this or Winter Soldier more. Because top 3 are the last 2 Avengers and No Way Home.
I mean, yeah, I guess if you're really a stickler, you can count No Way Home as an MCU movie.
It's an MCU movie. It's an MCU movie.
I know.
I had to cut this as a short just so everyone else in the world can tell you it's an MCU.
Yeah, I know. Anyway, regardless, like I'll be dicks aside.
Would you put this above Winter Soldier?
I would say yes. As of right now, I'm
thinking so too. Yeah.
You know what? Because like by the end of this movie, by the end of Volume 3, first of all, no one died except the bad guy.
Which was amazing.
Okay?
It's amazing that none of the good guys died.
None of the good guys died. They ended it in a way where...
There's this new group of Guardians.
If we never see Drax again...
Yep, we're okay.
They'll explain it as, well, he's just, he's off doing whatever.
Yep.
He's being a father. He's being a family man. He's doing whatever. He doesn't actually have to be part of the Guardians, even though he's still a part of the Guardians.
Yeah.
Okay? Gamora is off on the Ravagers. But because of her time with the latest version of the Guardians, if she were to pop back in, it would be fine.
Yeah.
Like, same with Batista. If they were like, you know what? We want you back. Here's money. And he goes, okay, fine. Fuck it. Can I wear a shirt or a jacket? That Guardians outfit that we had at the end of this, the comic accurate Guardians, which looked awesome. But even just like Rocket leading the Guardians with Nebula leading nowhere, like all of it is set up so that they're off doing their own things. Even Quill can all come back in, and it would make sense. It would work perfectly. But them not being there also works and makes sense, and it worked perfectly. So that alone was incredible that they went that route. That they said, well, no one's gonna die. And I was like, what? What?
I was shocked, especially for James Gunn. Like, I really thought, I definitely thought that Star-Lord was done there at the end. I was like, oh, he's freezing. Oh, the sun will save him. And then his face went like this. I was like, oh God, he's dead.
I was like, oh God. And then this. Boop. I was like, oh shit. I was like, I'm glad that no one died. I'm glad that Warlock joined up as a Guardian. They all got happy endings, but they all have their story kind of left. Like, there's threads there that they can go back to if they need to. It's the perfect way to end the movie. And I literally, when that movie was done, I was like, I have absolutely no qualms at all with Superman Legacy.
Me too.
The only, like, if there's going to be any issues, it's going to be because of corporate bullshit. It's going to be because of Warner Brothers Discovery. It's going to be that bullshit. It's not going to be whatever Gunn has done. You know, so like, because he's writing and directing the movie. So that's it. I'm in. I absolutely have. Like, we've said this in previous Camcasts about the Guardians movies, is that there's heart in those movies, and a lot of some of the cookie cutter Marvel movies don't have that heart, and that's where you get into the sameness feeling. They all feel the same. Well, the Gunn movies, they never felt the same. You know, the Russo movies didn't feel the same. They stuck out because there was heart behind these movies. You know, and like, I literally was like, you know what? Because like, there was stakes. They weren't necessarily galactic stakes, but there was stakes. There was a world that, you know, they were trying to save. It was all just their lives. It was all just their lives and everything. That was the stakes. Ultimately, it was just save Rocket, and then it was save everyone else. They did that. They saved as many people as they could. They went back several times to get kids, get the animals, everything, and then nobody died. And I walked out of that movie feeling great. Like, I felt like, holy shit. And while it was bittersweet, it was still like, I'm not saying goodbye to these characters. I'm saying so long. See you soon, or see you later. It's not, okay. You know, it's not like, oh, they killed off so-and-so because of the contract, or because of this or that, or, you know, they can recast and everything will be fine because they didn't kill off these characters. Tony Stark, obviously, at some point they'll bring him back and they'll recast. Okay, fine. It's comic books. You can do that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Captain America is another one, depending on how well Captain America 4 does. You know, they could bring back Steve Rogers, recast, no problem. You know, but yeah. The theory we were talking about was the Groot thing. Is that what you're talking about?
Yes.
Yeah. I love that he was like, yep, that's right.
I was like,
it's not that
I thought about it, and I kind of thought about that later on too. I was like, well, maybe we understood him. Maybe that's what it was. And it's so cool that Gunn's like, it's absolutely what it is. You spend 3 movies with Groot, you now know what he's saying.
Yeah, you get it because you're like, you just know him well enough. Yeah. You know? Like, when he said, I love you guys, I was like, oh, man, I fucking love you guys too. I fucking love all of you. Oh, man. So great.
How about that hallway scene?
You know what? The only thing that I had seen, like on the Daredevil forum, was that somebody posted that there was a hallway scene that rivaled the hallway scenes in Daredevil. Yeah. And so I was like, oh yeah?
Oh yeah?
Okay. Yeah. All right. Yeah. And fuck, like for a single take, that 30 seconds is holy shit.
But no Sleep from to Brooklyn going on. Man, Beastie Boy. I was just, fuck. This is incredible.
It was great. It was absolutely great.
That's a scene where when I'm watching the Blu-ray when I get it, I'm gonna rewind it and watch that scene again.
Well, the best part is that because it's all CGI.
Yeah.
That's the best way to do a single take of this, because like you zoom in. The second you zoom in on something,
yep,
that's the easiest way to like cut and go back around, because you just zoom in on this nondescript part of the fucking one of the bad guys. Boom, you're back in business. But that was awesome. But that was like an awesome scene on top of like awesome scene after awesome scene after awesome scene. Like the gun, like the Guardians trilogy is one of those near perfect Marvel trilogies. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's right up there with the Captain America trilogy as near perfect. The Spider-Man trilogy, the Home trilogy.
The home
as
trilogy.
Being near
the Home
perfect.
trilogy, yeah.
You know, and for some people, you know, the Iron Man trilogy, for the fans of that, you could argue. I don't think that's near perfect.
No.
I don't think anybody really does. Everyone almost universally agrees that the second one is the worst of the bunch.
Yeah.
But it's not like third was that much better.
No. The third is, well, I said before, the third is a really good Tony Stark movie and a really bad Iron Man movie.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so by very nature of it being that way, it's not really that good of a...
Exactly.
You know?
Yeah. I think Guardians is probably... Well, I mean, Spider-Man's tough, right? Like, a fourth is going to come, then that's not a trilogy anymore.
But the Spider-Man is different because, like, if No Way Home it didn't turn out the way it would, because No Way Home, like, elevated both those two.
Yes.
And really made it so that, like, those three movies are a part of a larger whole origin for Peter Parker Spider-Man.
Yeah.
It was to get that version of Peter Parker Spider-Man to the version that we know and love. Right? And before the time, like the different dimensions and having Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield was, before that even was a thing, they were always going to have, I firmly believe they were always going to have Doctor Strange rewrite it so that people forgot who he was.
Mm-hmm.
And it would have been awesome. But I don't think it would have been as good as what we got with the two different Spider-Men, the various versions of the classic villains that we got in the previous movies.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, they probably would have killed off Aunt May and had her die in something similar. And she would have said the great power must come great responsibility line, you know, and they would have also implied heavily that was something that Ben, you know, so I still look at it like, yeah, like it's near perfect because No Way Home was so great. And it's not that it was a perfect movie either. It just elevated the other two.
Oh, yeah.
Because the biggest complaint for both of us for the previous movies was that we're just like, okay, it's Iron Man, but fuck off with this shit.
Yeah.
We want to see Spider-Man.
Right? And then like Far From Home is great, but then you got fucking Shield in there. And
exactly.
Like...
You're just like, oh, and then of course when you get to it, by the time you get there, you're like, okay, all right, fucking right. I say the Captain America one is near perfect because the first two are awesome, like perfect. Civil War is not necessarily a Captain America movie,
right? And that's why I kind of find it hard to. I mean,
that's where
up until Guardians, that was my favorite trilogy in the MCU.
Yeah.
I guess the Guardians is probably my favorite trilogy in the MCU now.
I'd have to say, I'd have to agree. It's so fucking good.
The worst one's the second, and even that was a really fun movie.
And it's like,
and it's really not a bad movie.
It's just, it's like, well, I mean, it's like a lot of these things where you're just like, it's still amazing. It's just not as good as these other two.
Yeah.
Like I'm like 3, 1, 2.
Yeah.
You know, and it's sorry too. Like I'm sorry, but that's where you're at.
Yep.
You know. You're still fucking awesome.
You're fucking awesome.
Like,
I mean, you got Kurt Russell. You're not a bad movie.
If someone sits there and goes, like, if Michelle out of the blue says, "Hey, you want to watch Guardians?" I'll be like, "Yeah."
Yeah.
Or if she went Guardians 2, I wouldn't be like, I'd be like, "Yeah."
Yeah.
Sure. Do you want to just spend the entire day watching all 3?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. We have sex in between too. This is the greatest day ever. This is so great. Because actually, honestly, by the time you get to the third movie, I'll be like, I don't want to have. I just kind of want to watch this movie. I've already had sex twice, and man, my fucking hips are sore. I didn't stretch before the last one. I should have.
Oh man.
But everything. There's nothing in this movie that I didn't like at all, and it's like the same with the other two. Like, there's nothing really. I guess the only thing I didn't like about the second one, honestly, was they dialed up the humor. But I knew that was going to happen.
They dialed it way up.
Like, I knew it was going to happen. But I liked how in this one they start, like, when Drax is using metaphor.
Yeah.
And he's just like, you know, I gotta say, like, I've never heard you use. I thought you couldn't do that. I thought you couldn't use metaphor. It's like, I can use metaphor, and I can use simile. And I was like, it's still funny. Like, they made it so he wasn't as big of a joke.
Yeah.
And that's so, like, when Batista was complaining about it, he's like, I'm a fucking joke now. Like, I went from Drax to Destroyer to a fucking joke who doesn't wear a shirt. And I was like, yeah, I know. That was my complaint. Was like, okay, like, we went from, like, the joke was he didn't understand metaphor. Like, he was very point of fact. Then it was like, he just said absurd things.
Yeah. The invisible thing.
Which was funny.
The chafing nipples.
Yeah. You know, things like that. It was like, it's funny, but it was just like, and then of course, like, once you get to Thor Ragnarok, you're like, don't do this.
Yeah,
don't do that with this character too.
Yeah.
You know? But like, even that line when Nebula's like, you know, I thought you were just Drax the Destroyer, but now I see you're Drax the Father. And I was like, oh my God. And she's like, you were always meant to be a father. You're like, oh fuck, why? You know, but even like with Mantis and Nebula, and she's like he's an idiot, like he's so dumb, and he's just like, I don't.
You think I'm dumb?
Like, I don't know if I like. I mean, you're defending me, but I don't know if I like how you're doing it or something. I remember it's like, oh my God, this is actually quite funny.
You think I'm stupid? Yeah. So she makes him forget like right away.
Yeah. And then the stuff with Mantis.
Oh man, when she's riding those giant friggin'.
It was like, even just before that, because like when they got there, and I was like, holy shit. I was like, what the fuck are those? I'm like, oh my God, they look incredible. And then I'm like, holy shit, that's the one from the second movie that it took all of them to destroy. And then when she's just like, hold on. Maybe they're just afraid of us. I mean, they just eat batteries.
Yeah.
And when she said it, I was like, right. That's all they do is eat batteries. So why the fuck would they? And she's like, they feel like we're being the aggressor. And then, when she came in riding that thing, I was like, holy shit. My God, that is the coolest fucking thing. And then she went off on her own. And she's like, look, I'm going to go. And like, before I was living for my father's life. And then I was doing everything you guys said. Now I want to do what I want to do and live my life. And Drax is like, I'll come with you. She's like, that's not the point. I'll protect you. I don't need protection. Oh, okay. All right. And of course, Nebula had her thing with Drax. And,
she's like, I need you here.
You know, and then Quill did his thing too, where he's like, I gotta go. I haven't been home. I've been running my entire life. I don't want to run anymore. Then he goes and he sees his dad. His dad's still alive. His dad's name is Jason.
Oh, his grandfather.
Or his grandfather, his grandfather's still alive. And of course, Jason is tied to Jason.
Yeah, Jason.
Or however they pronounce it. But I was like, oh my God, that's so like it was bittersweet, because you're like, I'm happy for him. He finally, like, he's facing it. And his grandfather knew right away too. He was like,
right away, he knew it was.
It's like, Peter. Oh, and then the fucking scene where he's just like, I wanted to see the guy, like the fucking 34-year-old, the 40-year-old, where he's like, he can't mow the lawn. Like, what does he do? And then he's just eating cereal. I was like,
living that normal life now.
I'm like, okay,
life.
I'm okay with this. This is fine. It'll be interesting to see what he does with the iPod Touch, though.
Oh yeah,
because he left the Zune with
his
Rocket.
First concert.
But I love that they went to the 2000s. And
Yeah.
Then they're talking music at the end there, and they're like, Korn, and what the fuck? Adam Warlock said something, and they're just like, oh yeah. Florence and the Machine, though, that was a great song.
That was a great way to end it.
Oh fuck!
Oh, when they started playing, I was like, oh,
I was
beautiful.
like, yes, I was
beautiful.
like, so good, because I still, like I said, like the Rocket stuff, like they did make it so that I was like, there's no way. They can't kill him this way. Like,
Yeah.
they can't kill him now, you know? Because you can't just fucking do that and then save him and then go, oh no, we're killing him anyway.
Yeah.
Because it would cheapen the all they did for the movie. But the fact the movie was centered around getting the cheat codes just to save his life.
That was crazy. Like kill switch on his heart.
My God. Like even just like the med pack, they're just like, no, don't. And he's just like, what? And then they tell him, he's like, oh fuck. You know, and then of course like Quill is just like, he's my best friend. He's like they're all breaking down for this.
Mm-hmm.
Or even like with Gamora, because she didn't get it. But the more she hung out with them, she was getting it.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, oh fine. And they could have just easily said, you know what, we'll try, but no, I'm glad they didn't, because it would have been a cop-out. It's like I feel like we've been saying this lately, like, because Ant-Man 3 was awesome. Ant-Man 3 was awesome. But this honestly was way better.
Way better.
Way better. Like,
easily the best thing I've seen from Marvel in a long time.
Oh, fuck yeah. Like, I mean, Doctor Strange was really, really good.
Mm-hmm.
How many times have you seen it since you saw it?
I just the once.
Same here.
I haven't watched it again.
I saw it just the once, and I'm like, okay.
Wakanda Forever, only once so far.
Yep. And I don't really want to watch either of them again. I'm like, I'm good. Like, Doctor Strange, I might, like, if Michelle was suddenly just like, you know what, I kind of want to watch the Doctor Strange movies, I would, screen thing. Oh, that doesn't do anything?
No.
Oh, okay.
No.
That's just for us?
It's just for us. Means I haven't touched it in a while.
Yeah, so I know.
Sleep mode.
I know.
It's just us.
Okay, but anyway, so like Doctor Strange 2, like if she's like, yeah, I'll watch the Doctor Strange movies, I'll go, like, are you sure?
Yeah.
Okay, because we'll watch him, and then I'll go, you might want to be careful with this second one, because it's Sam Raimi doing a Marvel movie, you know? But anyway, but I rewatched in those circumstances. It's same with Wakanda Forever. If it was one of those, like, yeah, let's watch it again. The drawback is, though, it's 3-hour investment.
Yep.
And
that is the drawback. And
I do just like we skewered this Black Panther pretty badly, where we're just like, you could take out an hour of that movie
easily. The
Riri subplot gone, completely gone. Everything that has to do with Agent Ross and Valentina gone. Yep. Even though I liked all of it, like I liked Riri and the story and how they tied her in, and even the fact that she has an Iron Man suit and she doesn't like Tony Stark. Like, she's not a Tony Stark fanboy. I was like, oh, okay, fine, fuck, okay. But this movie is definitely a purchase. Yep. And B, a rewatch. And what I like is that you can watch all of them in sequence or out of sequence, and it's fine. Like, there's no real.
I really, really, really hope they put the holiday special on this Blu-ray.
Come on, guys.
Please, Disney.
Come on, guys.
Put the holiday special.
We called this
on this Blu-ray.
We were begging you to do this. Yeah. And the beg is still there. Okay. It's awesome that I can stream it whenever I like. Thank you for that. But please make it so that I can buy it and play it on my Blu-ray player.
I mean, my sister was like, wait, when did they become brother and sister? Because she never saw the holiday special.
Well, they were technically brother and sister in the second one.
No, they didn't tell you that until the holiday special.
But didn't we find out that
she
that
didn't?
was...
No, she didn't tell him that Ego was her father until the holiday special.
Right. That's right.
Yeah.
Huh. Anyway, so, we're just gonna talk in circles and beat it dead horse.
Yeah,
this movie's fucking incredible. Yeah, it's fucking great. It's the best of the trilogy, in my opinion.
Me too.
But again, like we said before, that doesn't demean any of the movies.
No,
they've just gone like better and better and then better, and then like because we rate it, because typically the first is like, oh yeah, and then the Drax stuff really kind of hurt me for the second one, but still awesome. Yep. And also, this is the most gun MCU movie, period.
Easily the most.
That organic space station made me want to puke.
That was so gross.
It was gross. gross.
And then when they cut it, it's like
they cut this chunk of skin.
Yeah.
But even like the
modules,
modules,
the hair follicles.
The modules were gross goo, and they're just like,
yeah.
I was like, whoa, it's so gross, but so gun.
Yeah.
The spacesuits that those fuckers were wearing, they looked so ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
But then they went dark with all that rocket stuff.
Yeah, that stuff is dark. But you know what? Like, wow, high evolutionary.
Best villain.
That is a villain.
Best villain. Like
that's
a villain.
Villain.
That's a villain.
Blows up that whole planet with all his creations.
I don't care what anyone says when they go like, well, like when people say like Thanos had a point. Like, no, he's a fucking villain.
He's a villain.
He's a fucking villain.
Yeah.
I don't give a shit if you think, if half the world's population were gone, it would make things better. For who? What do you think? You're going to be the one that stays?
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
And if you are, do you really think it's going to be that much better?
Yeah.
Like, the infrastructure alone.
You lived. Your whole family's dead, though. You okay with that?
Yeah, exactly. And that's if you didn't, like, die because you were blipped on a plane.
Yeah.
And the pilots were blipped. Right? Like, all these little things. Or you were driving, and all of a sudden the 6 drivers ahead of you blipped, and then they caused a car... Yeah, no, it's... Anyway. But this guy is horrible.
Yeah.
This is like Stephen Strange. Or not Stephen Sinister. This is like Mr. Sinister.
Mr.
Like,
Sinister.
You're a fucking horrible
Just
piece of
evil.
shit. Just the worst kind. Like,
yeah.
I'm glad they ripped his face off. I'm glad that they fucking killed him in the worst way possible.
Yeah.
Like, fuck.
God.
But yeah, you're right. Like, but even when he was like he said a rocket, like, no, you're not going.
Mm-hmm.
It's for the perfect ones.
Yeah.
That you helped me build.
Mm-hmm.
But your brain. I need your brain.
I need
your brain because
prep him. Tomorrow we're cutting on his brain.
And kill the rest of them. And you're just like, oh, you're such the... And then it blows up that planet.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just like that.
All his lives gone.
All those lives gone. Although I do like how Quill knows what meth is, even though he shouldn't. He shouldn't know what meth is.
Oh, man.
Yeah, so and I'll say this right now, because Phase 5 has just been getting better and better. Because Ant-Man 3 was great.
Yeah.
What else was in Phase 5? It's just this so far.
Yeah, Ant-Man was the first Phase 5.
That's right. So Ant-Man was awesome. Great way to start it off. Weird that they also killed off Kang.
Yeah.
Or at least that version of Kang. Whatever. This movie, fucking incredible.
Oh, dude.
Like, I feel bad for the next Marvel movie because they have to follow this.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, that's the Marvels. Which, I don't know. I think the Marvels looks good. I think it looks great. I don't think it looks like $1 billion follow-up to the first movie.
Not even close.
I'll be amazed if it makes that kind of money.
Yeah.
But, I mean, I'm in. I'm totally in.
I'm going to check it out. I'm not super excited about it, but I wasn't super excited for Captain Marvel. And I ended up liking it.
That's kind of where I was at. Like, I wasn't super pumped. It looked good. I was like, obviously I'm going to watch it. I like Brie Larson.
Yep.
I like the character of Captain Marvel. This one's a little bit more, playing for laughs. But the concept is just cool enough because they're all intertwined.
Yep. So
I'm like, okay, this is cool. But I'm looking at it like it looks like it's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah. Yeah.
It looks like it's going to push forward the secret or the Kang dynasty just enough. Like it'll be in the peripheral.
Yep.
But overall, I think it'll be a great way to show the rest of the world Miss Marvel, because like I can't. What's it, Imani?
Yeah, Imani.
Imani, I can't get enough. Like her, she's just infectious.
Oh, she's so good.
Like just period. Like
I love Miss Marvel.
And then her like honestly, Miss Marvel was nothing really special. With like if it wasn't for her, I would have watched it a couple episodes and then been like, nah, I'm good.
Yeah.
The only reason why I kept watching was because of her.
Because of her, she was totally
I was
effective.
just like, holy shit.
Yeah.
But I do feel bad for them because they have to follow this movie, and I mean, I know it's going to be a different type of movie. It's not going to be the same vein. Even from the first one, it's not going to be the same vein. But I mean,
what's the fall movie for Marvel? What's coming out this fall? Because usually they got the one coming out in November too. So totally brain farting right now.
Actually, seems like
nothing.
No, the Marvels, unless you'll probably count Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. Even though that's a Sony movie.
That is a Sony movie, yes.
Oh, weird. Okay.
Yes.
What about Kraven the Hunter? Do you count that as a...
That's a Sony movie.
Oh, that's a... Okay.
Yeah, yep.
That can't be right.
Really? I can't believe Marvel's got no movies coming out this fall.
June for Spider-Man. Thanks, guys, for sticking around for this. October for Kraven. The Marvels is November. That's fine.
Oh, okay.
Marvels
I thought it was
November.
coming out this summer.
So did I.
Okay.
But Marvels is November.
Okay,
that's
so that's
why.
the November release.
Okay. Yep.
The next year we got Captain America, Thunderbolts, and I think Blade's getting pushed again.
Oh, Blade got pushed. Blade got pushed because of the writer's strike. It got pushed.
Well, that Mia Goth is apparently playing the Lilith.
Mia Goth
from X and Pearl, those two horror movies that just came out. She's going to play Lilith. That's good casting.
Yeah, she's got that otherworldly look to her.
Yep. Oh, speaking too about
which
that,
I've actually never even heard of either of these movies, X or Pearl.
No?
Or Infinity Pool.
Pearl was fucking incredible.
Maxine with three X's.
It's a trilogy. X, Pearl, Maxine.
Oh, okay. Okay. A Cure for Wellness. I wanted to watch that, actually.
That was a good movie.
That looked fucked. Fucked up.
Very, very fucked.
Well, you know what I think it is? It's because Marvel is worried that they'll get decimated by The Flash.
Yeah, and it's probably a good thing it's coming out later in the year because they might have to spread their movies out now because of the writer's strike.
Yeah.
Mateo was in this.
Sorry?
Did you notice Mateo in Guardians of the Galaxy 3 from
Mateo.
Superstore? Mateo from Superstore?
Oh, yes. Yeah. Yeah.
Because of the makeup, I was like, I know this. Who is this person?
I kind of like when I saw
and
him real quick, I was just like, oh, and then Michelle was just like, oh, Mateo. And I was like, yeah, fuck that guy.
Mateo.
Okay, so to wrap up,
yeah,
Turbo Kid, fucking awesome. The Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, fucking awesomer. Like, holy shit.
Up there.
5 Chris heads out of 5.
Mm-hmm.
But to be fair, Guardians 1, 5 Chris heads out of 5. Guardians 2, 4.5 Chris heads out of 5. Like, when I say near perfect, I mean near fucking perfect.
Yeah.
And then Guardians Volume 3, 5 Chris heads out of 5. There's nothing I would do, nothing I would change. Even the fact that Nathan Fillion was in it wouldn't take him out.
Yep.
I'd leave him in.
Yeah, he's fine.
Like, whatever. I was disappointed, though, that they didn't get Miley Cyrus to play the voice of the head again.
Apparently it was she just couldn't do it.
Well, obviously scheduling conflict,
yeah.
right? And that's why the thing never said anything.
Yeah.
Which is fine. Like, okay, fine.
Yeah.
But, because it was nice, cool. It was kind of cool, like, when it was just like, oh, that's Miley Cyrus. Oh, shit. You know? But I also like how the Ravagers, like, they're actually the original Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah.
Which I thought was really fucking cool.
That's really cool.
Because that's like back, I remember when it was, because it's like, I can't remember their fucking names, but like one of them was,
oh, yeah.
There was Marvel Man, and he, like, Sergeant Marvel or something like that, but he was actually like Marvel Man from the past, like from the the New Warriors or something to that effect.
Yeah.
Vance Astrovich? I can't remember.
Right. Yeah, that's Vance something, right?
Yeah. But anyway, so it was a nice touch that they included the Ravagers, the main Ravagers, as being the actual Guardians.
Yeah, so Yondu was an original.
Yeah.
Major Victory, that's the guy. Martinez.
Yeah.
Charlie 27.
Mm-hmm.
Starhawk, Nikki.
Yeah.
And Alita Ogard.
Yeah, exactly. Because like what a lot of like people might not know is the Guardians that we're seeing in the movies are heavily influenced by the Annihilation storyline.
Yes.
That they did. You know.
Which was a great storyline.
Oh, I mean, fuck.
So
the suits that they're wearing in this is from that.
Man, I wish we could have seen that Drax and Thanos scene from Annihilation on the big screen.
No kidding.
But they made Thanos just freaking invincible in this.
Wow. I mean,
yeah.
Because Thanos in Annihilation didn't have the gauntlet, though. So, I mean, it makes sense.
That's true.
Yeah.
And he had that cool look with the robe and the bald head.
Yeah.
That was a sweet look for a while.
Yeah. I mean, the other thing I'll say about Drax, though, is even though, like, you know, I give him a hard time for being an idiot, it's not like he wasn't an idiot in the comic books.
Yeah.
Because, like, when I first was introduced to Drax, this was around the Infinity Gauntlet.
Yeah, he was this big green guy with a purple cape and the
fucking the whole thing, the skull on his forehead, that Widow's Peak purple thing, the cape, fucking, and he was dumb. He was dumb as fuck.
Oh yeah.
Like they gave him the I can't remember what gem they gave him, but they gave him one of the gems, and he ate it.
Yeah.
And they were like, "No, don't do it." And he's like, "Jelly bean."
Yeah.
Right. So it's not like dumb Drax is
bean.
comic accurate.
Yeah.
It's just it sucks that he's got the visual of the Annihilation version of Drax.
Yeah.
Where he was like, "No, wait, I was supposed to kill Thanos because he fucking killed my family."
Mm-hmm.
You know. But anyway, Guardians Volume 3, fucking amazing.
Yeah.
Gunn is going to destroy Superman Legacy in the best way possible because now, like, 100%, it's going to have heart.
Yep.
It's going to have stakes. You're going to feel everything, and it's just going to be fucking cool. It's going to be fucking cool and fun.
I can't wait to see what he does with DC. They're in good hands.
As long as the fucking executives keep their fucking shit out of it, then I think we're in good hands. Because, well, fuck. The Batman, the Reeves Batman is going to be great.
Yep.
There's no way around it. Especially if they don't do Joker just yet or at all. But
I love that they're continuing as Elseworlds.
I agree.
That's Elseworlds. Joker 2 is Elseworlds.
I agree.
Apparently, the Black Superman movie is still happening in Elseworlds.
Keep it. You know what? I'm fine with it.
So that's fine.
As long as you're not trying to make it like, don't make it be like Black Clark Kent.
Yeah.
Calvin Ellis. Or Val Zod.
Yep.
You know, we've got two different Black Superman we can use.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah.
Anyway, so yeah, I'm pumped. I can't wait to see what he does with Superman. And it's not even a long wait. 2025? That's not a long wait.
No.
So
not at all.
Yeah.
I'm sure we're gonna hear casting news real soon.
Oh, probably.
Probably around San Diego Comic-Con time.
Probably.
Yep.
Sounds about the time.
That's about time. That's the time to introduce your Superman. Yep. All right.
So I'm good. Are you good?
I'm so good.
You are good?
I'm good.
That is good.
It is good.
You know what else is good?
What's good?
All the places that you can see us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, those places
Facebook,
are good. Yeah.
Instagram.
Right.
Twitter.
Yeah.
Geekpantsmedia.com.
I like that one.
Yeah. YouTube. Okay. You can also hear us on SoundCloud.
Right.
Apple, Google Podcasts, Audible, Spotify.
Our luscious voices in your ear holes.
Yeah. Yeah. Especially when you word it like that.
Yeah.
Our luscious voices in your ear holes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wrap it with that.
I'm good.
You good?
I'm good with leaving this in your ear holes. Thank you all for coming, and see you next time.
Doot doot. Oh, that wasn't this.
These pancakes are delicious.